Hey everyone, welcome to the Wacky Tabaxi Tavern. I hope you guys are ready for tonight. This is the beginning of a project I've been talking your ears off for a few weeks now. So, hope you're ready for some good old-fashioned Pathfinder fun. I'll introduce you guys to the players in just a minute. It's going to be run by my brother. His name is Brian. Several of you have met him already. But I did want to talk about one little thing before we get started. So tonight, during the whole stream, we'll be running a giveaway. I'm gonna keep these going because I have several to give away. I'm gonna be giving away a gelatinous cube D6. If you want to see a better picture of it, because studio lighting doesn't really do this well. It's on our Discord, it's on our social medias, which you can find links all over the place on this page. So, I'm going to go ahead and start the giveaway. All you have to do is type !raffle, and I will draw a winner at the end of the stream. I'll announce it in the Discord or reach out to you through Twitch, depending on, whoever ends up winning. But let's go ahead and get that started. All right. There we go. !raffle to get in. Kotter, don't be afraid to join. I know you're across the pond, but I'll still ship it to you. Yeah, Regen, I set up a new bot, the Tabaxi bot, which now has the !SO for shout out, by the way, and some other commands. So !raffle to get in on it. We'll announce the winner at the very end. Beyond that, let's meet the players. Here we go. Turn the music down. All of you can unmute yourself.
I'm unmuted now.
There we go. There's Brian.
Sorry, you were a little. Your audio's a little choppy. I wasn't sure.
Me?
Yeah.
It's probably because I'm actually live. My mic is being split between multiple devices.
Now that I've unmuted, it's way better for some reason. I don't know if that's just a consequence of the buttons or what, but now I can hear you way clearer.
Well, everyone else unmute yourself and see how I sound.
Yeah. See, that fixes it.
Yeah, you sound good now.
It will cost you a case of crisps, Kutcher.
For a minute there, it was impossible, but now it sounds perfecto.
Well, we've been learning the weirdness of Skype for the past couple days now, so. There, everyone's here now. So we've got
the gang.
The gang's all here.
I'm so excited to see human faces. If you guys are anything like me, this past 9 months has been tricky. So
9, 10, 11, where are we?
Years, past year. Human faces are great to see. Unmasked human faces. What a delight.
Hats and headphones at the same damn time. It always funks up.
Makes your head look like a weird shape. I'm into
Kelly,
it.
you are muted, so look down at the bottom of the Skype screen for a microphone with a slash mark through it, and click it.
I feel like Kelly is the best lit of all of us right now.
Really is.
It's the best lighting now. I don't know who does your lighting, but it looks great, girl.
Yeah.
I wish my lighting was that good.
You got 2 lights?
I got 2 lights, but they're not as good.
Oh no.
It's dark here.
Kelly, can you say something so I can get a bearing on your audio? Nope. Nothing.
We're gonna get a lot more Kelly.
Mm-hmm. Shout it from the
Kelly
rooftops.
up to 11.
You might actually, you might actually need to close Skype and come back in, because I want to say you were already connected to it when I plugged up your mic. We'll get you
Microphone
back in.
hijinks.
Yeah, Kelly is a straight 0 as far as volumes go. Skype is the worst. That's all I have to say about this whole experience.
I mean, if they charged you money for it, we'd be a lot more upset. You know, it's one of those
I'd
things.
be so mad.
Like, what are you gonna do, really? What are you gonna do? Not web call on a free service? No, you're gonna do it.
You'll use our terrible program and you'll like it.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Pay for something? No, you're not.
Nope.
You're gonna pay for WebEx? You're not gonna pay for WebEx. You're not a news agency.
So everybody else, you have seen our other players around in the chat. We've got Taith over there. I'll let him tell you a little bit about the character when it's appropriate. However, right below him, you can see a cycle of some small little character cards I drew up in an advertisement for our social medias. Make sure to follow us. But then you've also got Courtney down there, and she goes by many names. You see her on the Discord as Cork Pops. You see her in the Twitch chat as Court Nizzle. But if you haven't put two and two together and figured they were all the same person, that might be on you. Yeah, well, it's not. It's close. It's close. You'll see, Regen. You'll see.
There might be some disembodied laughter in the room that I'm in.
I don't know.
If you're
who is
wondering where that disembodied laughter is coming from, and you don't see someone laughing on screen,
I can't help it.
it's because there's people here. There's a
It's
person here with me. And for this game is a continuation of an old game. The person in the room with me right now is actually sort of playing a godlike role in this game, unbeknownst to our players. So things may happen beyond, but much within hers. So something to look forward to. Not everything's my fault, I guess is what I want to say.
All right.
So it's my fault.
Yeah.
I will be right back. Whatever audio issues are happening to Kelly are more intricate than a turn it off and back on again. I'll be right back.
Real microphone problem. As a guy who had camera problems earlier today, I totally understand. I'm working with like a dual computer situation myself. So my computer's...
It sounds fancy, but it's not.
My computer's over here, but the camera is on a computer over here, so...
I was having audio issues for like 2 days. Couldn't figure it out. I was like, I'm gonna throw this fucking program out the window.
My camera worked fine for a D&D game on the 18th, which was like, what, 2 weeks ago? And
Right.
as of today, it is not working.
Yep, everybody can hear me.
So we're using this.
There we go.
Hopefully
It was just when we installed the headset, it switched over to it. That should be good then.
Well,
Everybody
like-
hear me?
I hear AJ.
Yeah, I can hear AJ.
Yeah, you look and sound great. The lighting in there is so good. Whatever you're doing in that room, Kelly, keep that up. 'Cause that's
I bought a new
stellar
little.
lighting.
Changing the temperature of the light.
Oh, how do I change the? I bought a new little desk light thing.
Tell me what you like.
You have like the most like natural, like everyone else was kind of blue and not very well lit. Like
Yeah, you still look good.
you're lit well. You have a natural skin tone. It's perfect. That's a camera.
$20.
You've got the best setup of everyone right now. I feel like.
It even
They're
comes
all
with a
the
little
same.
clamp so I can like use it for my phone to record stuff. It's a little bendy light so I can put it over whatever I'm doing,
With a highlight things. No, it's working.
Yeah.
Good light.
and a USB cord and everything.
Thumbs up on the light.
So I get to record my art.
Make that light, guys. Let's see if they'll send us some free lights. This light's really good. Kelly likes it. We all like it. If you send us 4 more lights,
Sponsor the show.
we'll all look that
Look
good.
at this.
So yeah,
Oh,
light company, hook us up with those lights.
this just says professional live stream.
See, they
It's
knew.
blurry. Yeah, you can't even see it.
It's not nondescript. It's like as descript as it needs to be. It has the words. Professional light.
Very basic.
My
Color
ramen.
and everything.
Kelly Regen got the ramen we sent her.
Yay!
You gotta let us know what your favorite flavor is.
I wish. Oh, I couldn't find any of the other flavors. I went to so many stores.
I feel like the flavors are fun, but I think the trick to really good ramen is knowing what to add to it.
Oh yeah.
Anyone that's eaten ramen, like
Yeah.
after a couple years of eating plain ramen with just the packets, you get really good at like, what do I throw in here to make this like next level ramen? A real treat of ramen when you become like a real ramen chef.
Make it into actual ramen.
Yeah, when you get bored of ramen, you actually improve on ramen. That's how you know you've like crossed the threshold
Ramen squared.
from like poverty to like wealth of life and information. Like I think you now know how to turn the 10-cent food into like a $50 dish. Like once you know how to.
$50.
Yeah, there's places that charge a lot of money for ramen. Ramen's like a really hit dish right now. A lot of restaurants are pushing ramen. You know, it's the thing. But if you can make a good ramen at home, you already have all the skills you need to survive.
To survive.
Survival's
I
a
mean,
big.
that's what it is when you're eating ramen. It's survival.
Yeah. Speaking of survival, we're all set up and ready to play because I'm chomping the
think
bit at the
so.
DM.
I believe so. I think we're good.
I've been planning this for so long.
Can everyone just give me a sound off real quick just to test your audio? So and then the chat can let me know how everything sounds. Go ahead. Say hi, Taith. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
That sounds
One.
clear to me. All right, Courtney. Let's hear from you.
Hello.
Sounds good to me. I can hear you both very clearly, so it shouldn't be any problem for the chat. And
Me?
Kelly's kid. I gotta read. You've been fine all night.
I'm loud as hell, so that should never be.
If anything, I might have to turn it down on you.
Yeah.
Aha.
Welcome to the family.
Even Regen's like, yep, Brian's been fine.
Yeah.
And then Kelly, I know you're a little quiet over there.
Hello.
Just in general, that's you though. You
Meow.
Keep
Try
that
to-
volume, Kelly. That's
Yeah.
my only request. Keep that
Wait, what?
spirit in that volume. That's it.
Meow.
okay? We've gotten the. Oh, I will hydrate. Although this is probably not the most hydrating drink.
Hydrate or dihydrate, as they say. So.
Although just about every other channel points reward will be denied tonight because it's not that type of stream.
Ugh.
We're not playing finger buzzer games tonight. All right. Well, I think everything sounds good. Can you hear the music that I have playing very lowly in the background, Regen?
I cannot, but that's not a problem.
It's for them. I was not about to figure out a way to pipe music through Skype. It was frustrating
Yeah,
enough to get it
for
through
the
Discord.
for the viewers, for the
It's
Twitch
for the viewers,
streamers,
exactly.
for the fans,
Mhm.
the fans, the stands, all
All
of
right.
them.
Well, then I think we're good to go. I think we're ready to go.
All right, well let's rock and roll this baby, as they say in Twin Peaks. Let's rock. For a little bit of fun, I like randomness. I like things to be not totally up to me. So for fun, we're gonna roll initiative, but don't add initiative to this roll. Just everybody roll a d20 and tell me what you roll in d20. Don't add anything to it. So straight up d20.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, I need my dice. AJ, you got my dice in there?
Which dice do you want? You
See?
have
best
actual.
roll.
You have. Well, you're not a rat folk anymore. Never mind.
The kind that roll.
Use
16.
16 dice.
I'll just use my Karam dice.
Okay.
16.
18.
What was that?
I got an 18.
Okay.
They're on the table.
Better than Malefist.
Yeah, right there. All right, here we go. I got a 17.
17.
Wait, were you adding
Getting all the high rolls out of the way.
Yeah.
Where we really need them.
Well, I like, as a DM, I like throwing a roll in right at the beginning. So if anyone rolls a natural 20, it's already done. I don't have to worry about it later.
Well, I mean, that's what we're all here to do as well. We're here to roll dice. Any excuse to
All
roll
about
the
the
die,
base.
I'll do it.
What are we adding to it?
Nothing.
Nothing at
Nothing,
all.
okay.
This is just a straight up.
Nada!
This is for me to determine how I want to start telling the story.
I got 6.
Well, 6. Well, then, you're going to go last, Kep. But that'll be fun. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. 18 was Balvin, 17 was Sarah, 16 was Malethus, and 6 was Kep, which means we'll start with our good friend Balvin.
I
Balvin.
like your backgrounds, by the way. Sorry.
Balvin is a rat folk living in a hovel in a favela, sort of a shack made of detritus and trash, like made of old sheet metal and wood that's been found and washed up from old shipwrecks and stuff stolen from the city. Lives in a thorp. A thorp is sort of a small village made up of other rat folks living in similar structures. Rat folks age a little quicker than humans, and so at a very young age are sort of sent out on their own and are adults as far as their species are concerned. As far as their bodies look, they look adult. They are adults. So very young, they're sent out to live their own lives, have their own possessions. They're very, they love having their own. So Balvin is living in a little favela near the water, loving life, stealing things occasionally, acquiring things through legal means as well, I'm sure, but is living a nice little life by the water in a little shack. Balvin, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? I mean, I said you're a rat folk, but anything else you want us to know about you in particular, Balvin?
Sure. So, I have 2 brothers. I'm a set of triplets. My brothers' names are Calvin and Galvin. I'm the eldest, though. I was born first.
Hence the B. B was the first letter in that chain of names, so...
You got it.
I feel like they were thinking that one out, so...
Was there an Alvin?
I think Alvin was maybe the father, who knows?
That's how I'd do it.
Yeah.
And the reason my family named me Balvin is because that name does actually mean powerful and mighty, strong and courageous, brave and intense, like my ancestors.
A lot of high hopes for you, I guess.
What's Calvin mean?
Something slightly different.
Exactly. Sorry, my cat's doing stuff in the background. Other than that, I feel like the viewers will find that out as we go.
And so will you, probably. We're all learning stuff about ourselves as we grow and age and live our lives. So Balvin will learn more about Balvin as Balvin lives Balvin's life. I like talking about Balvin in such a way. But yeah, Balvin, you're hanging out in your shack, you're doing your thing. You live in an area called the Folk's Bowl, which you're, very aware of. You've grown up your whole life here. You know this area very well. In the Norland, which is sort of a northern continent. You know very near to you is a very large city called the Darling Metropolis, or the Darling. Sort of a city built up around a pop superstar named Jim Darling. And a lot of the rat folk have left the city, that's kind of where you are, living outside the city, because there are rumors Jim Darling and his acolytes devour rat folk. So rat folk have been smart enough to move out of the city to avoid getting eaten, but you sometimes sneak into the city to get resources. It's a city. It's a big city. They got lots of food and resources there. So you guys go into town every now and then and gank what you need, as it were. But you're living your best life out here near the ocean, hanging out in your shack. I need you to roll a will save.
So dark in your room, your head does look like it's just floating. I think you're wearing a black t-shirt, too.
Totally am.
Ooh,
I'm a ghost. I'm haunting your house.
Oh, man. You are.
Okay. So I roll a d20 and add my will?
That's correct.
So I got a 4.
Oh. Well, no wonder. So one day you're hanging out in your favela. It's a little shack. It's got all of your wonderful belongings in it. You're going to leave everything you own behind and take only with you what you have in your backpack, which luckily you're wearing. But at some point, someday, a large cruise ship comes into town, returning to the Darling Metropolis, playing very loud music. And the very loud music entices you in such a way that you lose all train of thought, you lose all consciousness, and you walk towards the Darling Metropolis. You're not the only one. A lot of your rat folk, a lot of your kin, a lot of your family around you joins in. A lot of rat folk are now drawn towards the Darling Metropolis. You're one of them. Out of your own control, start marching towards the city. Meanwhile, Saris.
Yo.
Saris, you know what you do. You have a great life. You live at home with your kin in an isolated community, but you're an old enough person in your community that you can leave of your own volition. You're an adult. You can leave the community anytime you want. Go outside. Come back as you please.
Do the damn thing.
As long as you come home, you know what I mean?
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. As long as you occasionally return, your tribe, as it were, feels very satisfied about your existence as long as you don't stay gone, because there are a lot among your tribe that leave home and never come back. But you're a good boy. You really are. You may leave home, and when you leave home, you may do some small crimes, but you're not hurting anyone. You're stealing small amounts of money or food or trinkets for your kin.
Oh yeah, but only from
hurting
people that
anybody.
have more than they already need anyway.
Exactly. That you're not stealing from anyone that's hurting. You're not stealing
Yeah.
from poor people.
No,
you're
not
stealing
at
from
all.
the wealthy to give to your own family, who are also not. You live in the woods. You're not
Mm-hmm.
Is mine
opulent.
a few GameStop?
Yeah, you got some GameStop stock options, like whatever.
I
Just a
will
couple-
not sell.
Just a
Sit on
couple.
it.
Hang on to 'em.
So yeah, you've left home. You've been let's say you've been away from home between a day to 3 days. How many days would you say you've been gone from home if it was between a day to 3?
You know what? I lead a busy life. Let's go the full 3.
The full 3. So you've been
Yeah.
gone for 3 days, which means
Mhm.
you've had time to travel to a large city, hang out there for a while, do your thing, maybe catch up with some old friends and family that are living in the city now, and now you're heading home. So you've left the city, and the outskirts of the city is more of like lower class living, rundown homes, but you've passed that. You're now outside the city in the outskirts where it's just a few sparse trees, hills, low-lying plains. You're heading back towards a large forest, all alone. It's nighttime. It's springtime. It's actually quite pleasant. It's a springtime night. It's the perfect temperature. It's the perfect light amount. As far as you're concerned, everywhere you go, the weather's almost always perfect. You don't know why. It's just the luck you have. You've never experienced a day of bad weather in your life.
And I don't even give it a second
Sounds
thought.
nice.
It's
No,
just
it
this
just
is what
seems
the weather's
normal
like.
to Yeah, and you come from a tribe of druids, so it might just be like the your ancestors smiling on you, or just your din mother, whatever
Got
else.
the blessing.
It's a blessing. The weather around you is almost always nice. But you're heading home from your excursions. So you've been in the city for a while. I assume while you were there, you stole a couple things.
Yeah, I got a couple things.
Do you want to tell the audience what you stole, or is it a secret?
It's not I mean, the audience can know. Hold on. In
Yeah,
my
look, guys,
travels,
no one
in
else will know.
my last little bits in the city,
When you were in town, what did you steal?
I stole a puzzle box. I also got a a gallon of mead. I was able to
That's a good
swipe that
steal.
off.
Good steal.
Guy, wasn't paying attention to his cart. Kind of a snobby dude. He was like a bad dude. So I just snatched that.
Old gown.
Got it like under my arm. I also got
And
some
Let's go ahead
chocolate.
and say you like drinking.
Oh yeah, for
That's-
sure. For sure. That was one of the first things that Saris,
knows
that I
Character.
found that they tended to like about the human world.
Yeah.
I,
Definitely in your home village, alcohol is not prevalent, but outside of it is. So definitely, it's one of the reasons you leave home every now and then is to acquire more alcohol, for
Yep.
sure.
we'll get to that later, but alcohol is a fairly big part of my life. I also have a baggie of fortune cookies.
Ooh,
They seemed interesting, so I just,
they're
I
tasty and they have the future inside of them. So that's
right?
that's a dual purpose item. I like that.
And then an air bladder, which would allow a little bit of extra breathing room when going underwater. I'm not very good at swimming, so that seems like a good thing to pick up. But yeah, that's what I swiped for my time in the
You
city.
stole a bunch of nice items. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you've had a couple days. You got a couple things. You visited friends. You're heading home. The sun's going down. You're leaving the city. Between the city and your home, there are not many trees. There's like a sparse collection of trees. There's also a couple little tents or collection of tents of people that live outside the city.
Just little wilderness
But not a
huts, like temporary little homes.
Yeah, nothing that would bother you in any kind of way, but just people live outside the city, kind of their own. There's no one owns this land. The laws here are kind of loose as far as land ownership goes outside of town. You would know living here on East Linya, or I'm sorry, yeah, East Linya. Living here on East Linya, you know that the laws are very friendly, for lack of a better term. So there's a lot of people that live out here in the wilderness, and the state sort of takes care of them. You would even know that occasionally there are rain clouds in your part of the country that rain down money on homeless shelters. So they might get pelted by coins, but they'll come out with money to eat with. So like it's a beautiful little place to live. It's even the people that suffer do well here.
I mean, money rain.
Wait, how do
Yeah.
you separate?
That's not a bad rain, right? It doesn't happen a lot, but if there are collections of like tents where homeless people are living, occasionally money rain falls over them. No one knows why it happens or where it comes from, but no one here suffers. Even the suffering here do okay. And there are herds of animals around that aren't necessarily super friendly with people or you, but they don't run away until you get close to them. So there are herds of animals, herds of rabbits, herds of like deer-like animals and stuff in the area. But you're able to approach your hometown with ease, no trouble at all. But when you get there, you know the area that you live. I'm sorry, I keep looking at my computer, which is not the camera.
Oh, don't worry about it.
You realize that the place that you live, you already know this, it's surrounded by a thistle of a thorny brush, sort of like a way to
briar
hide
patch?
your hometown and protect your hometown. There aren't a whole lot of ways to pass through. You know from living here that there's always one way that changes with the moon, sort of like a hidden entrance.
Mm-hmm.
So with a knowledge local, you can find the way back into town pretty easily as you head back. So
Let's
roll
do
me a
it.
knowledge local to try to find the way back into town.
Okay, I gotta warn you, I'm kind of dumb.
Some people are, so that's okay.
I'm less than average smart.
That'll make for good storytelling.
Knowledge local, yeah, it's a -1, so I got a 12.
So not great.
Yeah.
You have an idea of where the break in the vines and the thistles are, but you're not 100% sure. But none of that matters anyway, because as you approach the forest, as you get near, roll me a will save.
All right. Ah! Well, let's just get that out of the way with a natural 1.
That is the reason I love rolls is sometimes they are exactly what they should be. A natural 1 is probably the appropriate response to what you're about to see.
All right, well, that's good.
In your whole life, you've never seen anything like it. You've grown up your whole life in a small wood, a village in the wood, very rustic sort of livelihood, and you've visited a city, but you haven't seen a whole lot of crazy shit in your life until right now, when on your way back home, a bright golden light appears in front of you, engulfing a body covered in eyeballs, with wings on its feet, wings on its head, wings coming from its shoulders and elbows. A creepy looking, bright, scary creature.
Yeah, I definitely. I don't. The eyeball thing. I don't know how to feel.
It stops you in your tracks.
For sure.
You cannot move. You are frozen in place, and there is a loud horn-like noise, like a chorus of horns, like a trumpet choir.
I should just freeze my camera.
Like several trumpets blasting at one time, shakes your body. You feel the vibrations in your bones as a loud noise comes over you, seeing this body. You don't hear any words with your ears, but in your heart and in your mind, you understand words.
In your heart.
Seras, you have been chosen. You are the one. You must return home and wait for 3 guests. They will join you on your quest. They will lead you to a great godlike power that will help you regain balance in the system. You must bring them into your fold. Treat them like kin. I warn you, there is an ominous force working against you. You must do good at all cost. Do you understand? You may nod your head, yes or no. Which way do you nod your head?
I nod my head yes.
You understand.
I do
Therefore,
understand.
no further tutorial is required.
wait, go back. What is this button do?
Return home and wait.
How long? How long do I have to wait?
Just wait.
I mean, what I got? Okay, fine.
Is this too complicated for you?
I got a life. Y'all go home and wait.
All right. The angel vanishes. All of a sudden, it's dark around you again. Nighttime. You return home, but not rolling very high. You have a hard time finding the entrance to your home that is safe.
Oh, I'm shaken. I probably, even if I did know it, I would have forgotten.
You can still return home through the vines and take damage because you're going to get cut by thorns.
Yeah.
You can cut the vines and not take damage, but probably get yelled at by the Den Mother for hurting the vines because,
Right.
you know, nature. Or you could try something else, but you need to get home, and you need to get home and wait in your house. You've gotten the vibe in your bones that you need to get home and wait. So how would you like to cross through the thorns?
I'm shaken. I'm kind of freaked out by this whole thing. A big angel with wings sticking out of everything, made of eyeballs. I'm going through the thorns.
All right.
I'm just going.
Damage. It's not going to be a lot of damage,
I figured it won't be a lot.
but it'll be 5 damage of thorn. You
Ooh.
get some scrapes.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, for a level 1
For
character, that
level
might be
one,
kind
yeah.
of
I should
Yeah,
be okay.
really.
I should be okay.
No, it's not that bad.
Thorns
So
will go
not good.
ass.
So you get cut up a little bit. You ran through a bunch of thorns to get home. But to be honest, like, the way your sort of society works, there's a Den Mother, and there's a lot of very young Kitsune. And there's a lot of Kitsune that have moved back because they had children and they want them to grow up in a Kitsune environment. There's a lot of older Kitsune. A lot of the medium-age Kitsune, sort of like that great demographic for TV, kind of leave and do their own thing and either come back once they have a family or not, because Kitsune are not necessarily the most embraced race in the world
Mhm.
because of past Kitsune actions.
We've
They're
seen
sort of
some
treated as
hardships.
terrorists.
So it's like
What
a
most of
Kitsune
you-
Ramspringer.
Yeah, well, a lot of you can disguise your identity as humans, which whenever you go into town, I'm sure you do.
Oh, I mean, up until the
Up until
angel
you went
hit
through
me.
the vine, or through the thorns, probably you were in human form.
Yeah, I was in human.
When you get home, you don't want to show up in home as a human because that's disgraceful. Once you get through the thorns, you probably want to go right back into Kitsune because now you're among your people. But yeah, outside of here, Kitsunes are not necessarily treated well because a lot of Kitsune have been terrorists in the past and have caused trouble
Yeah.
in society and are, treated with suspicion, if nothing else. But luckily, you can disguise yourself as a human, and when you're disguised as a human, you're actually a very attractive, blonde, chiseled cheek, like football player looking, young athlete, human figure. And
Oh yeah,
you're
very
human.
handsome.
Yeah, you're gorgeous. But now that you're back home, you've transferred back into Kitsune form. You've got a couple cuts on yourself, a lot of cuts, obviously.
I look a little rough, I'd have to say.
But you can return to your home. Is that a treehouse, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, it's a tree house split up into three separate tree houses, I suppose, connected with a wood bridge. I live there with a few of my other kin, a few direct relatives, and another a family friend that we brought in.
Yeah, well, in the Kitsune world, like, kind of everyone's family.
Yeah, it's a
So even
community.
a friend could be family if you love them and take care of them.
Exactly. It's not a situation where I love them any less. We're all one big family.
Yes. So you go back to that treehouse.
Yeah. I again shaken. I'm out of sorts. I've never seen anything like this before, ever.
Now, were
So
any
I'm
of your
just going
were any of your stolen gifts for any family members, or were they for yourself, or you're giving anything out before?
I will say I intended on it, but not anymore.
Now you're just gonna hold that stuff close to your. You're just
I'm
gonna
just-
go home and hang out.
Yeah, I'm
there.
just going home because I gotta process what just happened.
Okay. As you're doing that, a lot of your kin that are home, when you get home, are like excited to see you. You've been gone for a couple days. They think you brought them presents, but you're not giving out any presents. So they kind of hassle you for a minute. They're really excited to see you. They're all a little bit younger than you, so not quite
They are.
adults. for the most
There
part.
is one adult that lives there.
Which one is it?
It's Arnon. He's my uncle.
Oh, your Uncle Arnon. Yeah, yeah.
He might
He's
not be
there.
there, but he normally is there.
But he's kind of a square, though. Also, he's like,
Yeah.
he doesn't. You leave town more than he does.
I think
You know
most
what I mean?
people who
Like,
live
you-
here are probably squares, but
You leave launch, or he stays launch, or like all the time.
so yeah, I'm just like, whoa, it's I can't give you anything right now. Just give me a moment. I need to go to my
Collect yourself.
my room. I'll be back out later. But just please don't disturb me. And I just kind of make my way past them into my area of the hut, whatever that is.
Yeah, you've got a little space. It's your own space. You wait.
I'm kicked back on my bed or chair or whatever that I've got in there, just trying to process everything.
You do that. Your kin sort of leave because it's it's story time here in Lantra, and Din Mother's about to like regale you with some tales, or whoever's there. Usually it's the younger folk that really enjoy that stuff. You're not gonna go because you were told to stay home.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
all-
I'm not gonna
and
go.
including your uncle, are all gonna go to like sort of the circle in your village where people tell tales and congregate and learn. Sort of like the school of your town, really. It's just a circle of logs around a fire. But they all go. You stay home, and you wait for your 3 visitors. Meanwhile, Malefist. Malefist, one of a handful of sons, born in the far north of a strange origin. The far north, a region not explored by many, but a handful of explorers, archaeologists, scientists have traveled the far north looking for resources, looking for information, looking just for things they don't already know, and have made a living in the far north. And over a period of time, several Oreads have come up among their group. How many Oreads are there, Malthus? I know you're one of a handful. Do you remember how many there are?
There are 5 of us total,
5
including
total?
me.
You're one of 5 Oreads. Everyone else in your tribe is human.
Yes.
A gang of humans, learned humans, although they live alone in the far north and explore and dig in the ice, searching for treasure and stones and hunt. You yourself have been trained as a hunter. You know.
Yes.
Most
Hunting
of
and
your
tanning.
life is spent providing food for your tribe. Although once a year there's a trade holiday where someone from your tribe usually leaves the far north and goes south and returns with grain and things you guys can't acquire in the far north because it's too icy. You're of the age now where you could be considered for such a job, but you and your Oread brothers seem to be bypassed for these kind of appointments. Just the humans seem to be selected for these kind of jobs. But you don't mind. You're a great hunter, and you provide for your tribe in that kind of a way. There's not a whole lot of game in the far north, but you've acquired really good hunting skills at this point, I feel like, even as a low-level hunter, as a young man. A young man of, what, 40-ish? Is that right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So for Honoria, that's pretty young, although maybe older than a lot of other characters. You've had 40 years of experience hunting. You're pretty good at it, even in the far north. You can track an animal. You can kill even the hardest to find animals that live in the snow and have camouflage of the white camouflage of the snow. You've become a pretty good hunter in New Age. A trade holiday is coming soon, and you were hoping, you've been petitioning your tribe leaders for a chance to travel south and visit the other cultures where you guys get your grain and stuff from, hoping for your chance to leave the tribe and see what the rest of the world's like. You're pretty curious, I assume, having spent your whole life in the far north.
The holiday known as the Adapluta is a once-a-year holiday trade amongst the tribe. A nice gathering in the tribe, and then also traveling to trade.
Yeah,
So,
it's a
big
celebration.
deal.
You celebrate when you leave because they're trying to give you blessings when you leave, and they celebrate when you return with the blessings of the trade. You're heavily rewarded, and a lot of what you guys trade is rare minerals. So you guys trade rocks and such for grain, things that are sought in the South for whatever reason. But your request for holiday travel have been denied once again. And not only that, just before the holiday travel is about to begin, for some of your tribe members, humans have arrived in your camp.
Ooh.
Someone
Good sign.
says. Yeah, always a bad sign when humans arrive. But humans have arrived. You've never seen outside of your own tribe.
Right.
These are the first humans you've encountered. So outside of your family, which you would, the people that you know now, you would consider relatives. These are the 1st humans you've seen that are not relatives, and they seem friendly. They come bearing alcohol. They come bearing large stacks of grain. You wouldn't even have to take a trade holiday. You can just accept their grain and stay here in the north. They want to provide you guys with resources, apparently. They seem very friendly, but very curious. And they're talking to your tribe leaders, the other humans in your tribe. They've noticed you and your Oriad brethren. Although, as far as you're concerned, there's nothing strange about you or your brethren. You've existed here your whole life, and no one's treated you any differently. As far as your human tribe members are concerned, you're a brother. So they haven't treated you any more strange than anyone else. Although you look a little different. You have rock-like growths on your body. Your skin's a little different. You're a stranger creature than them for sure, but no one's treated you that way. You're part of the family.
Mm-hmm.
But these people have come to town. They sort of rub you the wrong way. You don't really like them. You were looking forward to a trade holiday, and they've kind of spoiled it. You decide to go hunting.
Definitely.
You want to roll me a survival check to see how well that hunt goes?
As a 14.
Not a great hunt, above average, but not a wonderful hunt. Let's say you come back. I mean, it's the snowy far north. There's not a whole lot of wildlife anyway. But you come back with what is like one snow rabbit. But you caught something. You're still proud of yourself. It's still a meal for a small number of your tribe. It's something.
And I wasn't in my right mind leaving anyway. I was
you were
kind of
trying to get
perturbed.
away. Yeah, you'd wanted to get away from these new humans that you didn't seem to like very much. When you return to your tribe, to your family, you're going to find a slaughter.
What?
Yeah. A majority of your tribe has been murdered. The rest are missing. You know the only way that these people could have escaped was by the water. Do you want to rush to the water's edge?
The fuck?
I
Attic scene.
I think I'm gonna be stunned at first and just like take in what I see and like look for familiar faces. I'm looking for, maybe my father, my mother,
Yes.
something. Yeah,
They are
I don't know what's going on. This is all new. I've never
The
expected.
people you consider your father, mother, brother, they're all dead. A majority of the tribe is dead. A handful are missing. You don't see any of what you would consider your Oriad, the people that look like you, that have rocky skin, the rare among your tribe,
Right.
the ones that are sort of treated special. They're all missing.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
And there's a handful of others, like maybe 4 or 5 others missing, but the majority of your tribe is just slaughtered here. While you were gone hunting, they have been murdered. Their resources have been taken. Their tents have been plundered. There's not a whole lot here besides dead bodies.
I'm gonna follow and see if I can go to the water, see if I can find somebody.
Yeah,
alive.
you're probably running your top speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll reach the water's edge and see a large sailing vessel sailing away in the distance. They've got a head start on you. You know your tribe doesn't have anything like that. You've got canoes. You could try to canoe after them, but you're going to be, hand paddling, trying to catch up with a sailing vessel, so it's going to be hard. But do you wish to chase after them?
How many came in? Was it like 20, 30 people in there? Or I can't remember.
Only 7 people came to shore, but judging by the ship, there's probably 3 times as many on that ship.
Ooh, that's 21.
I'm not.
Lovely.
I'm
God,
not,
yeah.
I'm not gonna.
But at least seven came to shore, and the ship seems larger than that. So they have a larger crew than 7.
I'm not gonna foolishly rush after it. I want to make sure I'm prepared, but I do want to follow them.
Any way you'd like to prepare in particular, or?
Just make sure I have like a bedroll, and I don't want to just straight from a hunt just run out there with my rabbit. rabbit and my bow. So
When you've got all of your regular survival
Yeah.
gear.
just make
You
sure I
wanted
have
to
that.
gather what you could off anybody else. There's not a whole lot to give,
Hmm.
but you could find at least 12 more ammo for whatever range weapon you have, because I assume your range weapon is similar to everyone else in your tribe.
Correct.
What kind of range weapon is that, by the way?
That is a longbow.
Longbow. So you can find 12 arrows if you like.
Okay. And then I'm gonna pursue, but I'm not gonna like break myself trying to catch up to the ship. I just want
But
to.
you want to make sure you keep them like in eyesight, I guess.
Yes, I'm keeping it in sight.
All right,
Yes.
so you're just gonna row after them the best you can throughout the night.
Yeah.
Roll me a strength check to keep up with them.
That's a 7.
Oh yeah, it's exhausting. You row your
Yeah.
little heart out because your family, they kidnapped your family, they've murdered your family. You're trying to keep up, but your arms are exhausted. You have a little canoe, and you know when you were near the shore, it was one thing. But now you're out in the middle of a big ocean. It's hard to keep up there. You can see them in distance. They get farther and farther away. You try to keep as best down as possible, but they get smaller and smaller. And you're having a hard time keeping up.
Aw.
Meanwhile, Kep the gnome.
What?
Kep, you have a surname. I want to say it's a classic gnome surname like Tinklebottom or something, but I don't want to say it wrong. Tinklefoot, Tinkerfoot,
It's Tinkerfoot.
Tinkerfoot.
But,
That's a good
but
name.
I'm trying to get everybody to call me Kep the Fearless.
Yes, you wish they would call you that, but everyone knows you
Yeah.
as Kep Tinkerfoot because you're a tinkerer. You want to be fearless. You've heard you grew up around town. You're a bard. You like poetry and music and song and the written word. You've heard tales, tall tales, tragic epics, legends of other gnomes that have done great things like Periphery and Chasnoff the Great.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard these tales, and you wish to be brave like them and known in the same way, respected in the same way among gnomes. There aren't a whole lot of gnomes that have respect of other gnomes. Most gnomes talk shit about other gnomes just for fun. But if you do something great, gnomes across the world respect you. And that's what you want, that kind of respect, I assume. Just, who
I'm tired
doesn't?
of the drama, so I'm leaving the world to go venture out and become something.
You've heard,
Yeah.
here's the thing. You've heard a lot of stories, and you think somewhere in your gnome mind that you've decoded them. You've heard all the Chasnoff tales and the Periphery tales, and you think you know something special. If you leave home, you'll be able to find a special power. You've heard tales, legends of this special power. You think you're going to be able to unlock it and become just like them. A legendary gnome of
Yeah.
mythic proportions. And why not? They did it. And as far as you can tell, they weren't very special either. At least from the stories that you know. They were just
They seem-
normal.
They seemed pretty basic.
They're just wacky. They seem like wacky old uncle dudes. Nothing special. Everyone's got a
Yeah.
wacky uncle. Like, if they could do it, anybody could.
Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah. So, you're doing it.
I'm doing it.
So, at the period of time that you live in a place called the Dark Wood,
Yeah.
which is a home for gnomes that do a lot of crafting and try to stay out of society, elfin, human, orcish, whatever. They try to live
We like to hide.
Yeah. A lot of gnomes like to mingle. But in the Darkwood, it's the gnomes that are kind of like, they want to be on their own and do their own thing and not be bothered. Usually artisans, artists, painters, writers, people that are working on a craft oftentimes hide out in the Darkwood.
We're also hiding from the drow too, aren't we?
Oh, you're definitely hiding from the drow. Definitely problematic for you guys. Although there's a lot of elves in the area too that you're friends with. So like in this, there's a north and a south on the island that you live on. The north is kind of problematic. The south are kind of friends. And you could go to the south and go to that city and not be bothered. If you went to the north, you would be risking danger. But now you're willing to risk danger because you want to get off this island entirely. You're familiar with the Darkwood. You know what it holds.
I'm
You've
over
heard
it.
something in these tales you've been told that leads you to believe you need to leave the Darkwood to gain this magical power. And to gain legendary status, to have stories told about you, like Periphery and Chasnoff. They both left the Darkwood.
Hmm.
That's why they're famous. You don't get famous for staying home, you know?
Yeah, then they came back alive.
Yeah, exactly. There's no adventure at home.
Hmm.
You're not going to become famous
living here and doing nothing. So you decide to leave. And you know how to leave. You know that north of here is a city that has a lot of exports, a lot of traffic on boats. So if you want to roll me a stealth check to sneak on a boat to get out of here, that
Sneaky, sneaky. My boat. Let's see. Stuff. Oh. 7.
Yeah, so you try to sneak into town. Immediately, the elves are going to spot you. You know that's trouble. You know that elves either are on your side or are your enemies. And you're never sure which. That's the problem with elves. Some elves love gnomes and some elves don't.
Ooh.
You've been spotted.
I try to
You
act
see the
like I'm looking at something all innocently, like, and I'm like whistling.
You want to roll me maybe a bluff check to play it cool? Roll me a bluff
Totally
check.
play it. Oh, natural 20.
Oh.
Was a natural 20 for real?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Oh, yeah. Perfect bluff. So a bunch of elves like looking, because you're a
whistle and
you're a
everything.
gnome. You're a gnome walking into town. A bunch of elves look at you very suspiciously, but you whistle the perfect whistle. You whistle the perfect whistle.
That whistle.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's that guy's obviously cool. That's a cool whistle. That guy's chill.
Cool
You're
gnome.
able to walk right up to the docks and onto a boat, unperturbed.
I'm whistling the whole way.
Welcome to boat life. Roll me a stealth check to hide on the boat.
No, I gotta hide on the boat. Okay. 17.
All right, let's see how that goes. Oh, I rolled just high enough. You're gonna hide on the boat, and you're gonna hide very well. 17's not a bad hide. You're gonna get in a barrel full of like sardines and snack on them, and like live in a barrel, and be fine for most of the journey. But at some point in their journey, someone's gonna open this carton of sardines and find you there. Be very perturbed. Lucky for you, once they find you, though,
I'll be kind of thankful.
as the fates allow, suddenly a storm erupts as soon as you're found. Like almost immediately, as the top is pulled off this barrel of sardines, a storm erupts.
What fate?
And the elf
Well,
that's
hello
mad at
there.
you is all of a sudden bracing for dear life as the ship rocks back and forth.
I jump out of the sardines.
Yeah, you
Kinda
leap out onto the floor of
Thankful
the
to
boat.
be out of there.
What did I
You
miss?
do that. The ship you're aboard crashes onto land. It wrecks. The cargo spills out. Sardines, weapons, other things they have. Crates of shit spill out onto the land. You see a bunch of rat folk storming the spoilage, the spillage.
Whoa.
Yeah. So as you land, a bunch of rat folk that live nearby are grabbing what they can out of the wreckage. You also spill out this boat from the water onto the land. You see all this ruckus. Roll a will save.
Let's see. Okay. 18.
Oh, pretty good. So you feel drawn. But while you feel drawn, you are also kind of cognizant of what's going on around you. You lurch out of this ship wreckage onto land. You see a city in the distance. You feel drawn that direction. You see that the rat folk that were sort of plundering the ship that wrecked, sort of like have things in their arms. They have their spoilage, their goods, their booty. They grab that, but then are also like walking the same direction as you. So you sort of look around and see that going on around you. There's a lot of rat folk and yourself now marching towards the big city. You have no control of your body, and after a couple of moments, you lose all consciousness and don't realize what's going on anymore. But you see what's
WTF.
in it.
Not cool.
That's a weird life.
It is a weird life. Somebody else was drunk.
So I lose consciousness? Is that
Sort
what
of.
you said?
Yeah, you forget what's going on. All of a sudden, you have no idea what's going on.
Mm. And I'm just walking now towards this place?
Yeah, you're just walking uncontrollably, and then you black out.
Okay.
Next thing you know, Balvin, Malefist, and Kep. Roll for initiative.
Now I need a dice box.
You do. I was actually thinking about that earlier.
9.
Oof. You need a dice box, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
for real.
They're a big help. You
they
need some
give you-
walls to bounce off of.
Yeah, +3 to any die roll. Easy.
I got a 10.
I got a 5.
What do you have there, Balvin?
I got a 10.
So it's 10, 9, 5? Is that right?
Yes.
So Balvin, that's you first. You're going to wake up first, Balvin. You're going to wake up. Roll me a perception check. See what you see.
Ugh.
Getting a weird echo there.
Yeah, same. I think that's probably Courtney. Mute yourself real quick, Courtney. I'm just gonna keep going on. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Let me turn my volume down, or I can get my headphones.
It's up to you. I know people don't like wearing headphones, so if you wanna free ear it.
So perception.
I was gonna say free ball, but this is not appropriate.
My perception is 8. Is it still echoing?
Only when we talk, and your microphone is unmuted.
And an 8's not a great roll, so
I know. It was worse.
yeah.
Oh.
You're gonna wake up very groggy. Like your eyes are sort of half closed, everything's blurry. You don't know what's going on. Who had the next highest initiative after that? And that,
Me.
out of 3 of you.
I had the 9.
Alright, go for it. Kep.
We're doing perception?
Yep.
I'm gonna grab my headphones.
Thank you.
21.
Oh. Classic gnome. Gnomes go to bed late, wake up early, and they wake up refreshed and focused. Classic Kep. You wake up and immediately focus your eyes on the situation around you. You have already gathered all the information you need about the situation around you very easily.
Like that.
There seems to be a rat folk waking up next to you, and a sort of rock person, a human with like rockish features, waking up next to you, like weird skin. You have weird color skin, so it's not anything that would upset you in any kind of way. But yeah, a non-human, a rockish humanish figure, and a rat folk. You're sort of all clumped together in the floor of a white room, the floor of which is sort of dipped in. So you guys are sort of like, by the forces of gravity, being forced near each other. For lack of a better term, it's like being inside of an egg. So you're inside of a white room, and the walls are sort of opaque. Not quite transparent. You could sort of see light pass through them, but nothing else. You can't see figures outside. It's just a white wall. And you could tell there's light outside, but you can't see through it. You wake up inside of that environment.
Hold on, just 1 second.
I rubbed my eyes.
My headphones turned off, and that's how all the sound is coming. There we go. Sorry about that. I had some audio issues over here. All good though.
What was that again, Kelly?
9.
9. So yeah, you knock on it, you hear nothing. It's sort of like knocking on a hollow water, like dunk, dunk, dunk. You hear nothing outside. You get no further information from knocking on this wall, other than that it's kind of thick, and you're in a hollow space.
The
So-
other two are not awake yet? Or they are awake?
Who was it that rolled to be awake a little bit? Someone rolled
Me.
it.
That's me.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so I kind
Balvin's a
of
little awake, but not very.
rub my eyes to kind of see what's going on.
Roll me a perception check after you rub your eyes.
Have I seen a rat folk before?
Knowledge history.
I had a 14.
You're gonna be able to see what's going on around you. Not very well, but you know enough to see what's going on around you. You're not gonna glean any extra information, but you see a tiny person with funny colored skin and funny hair. You see a human with rock-like skin, and the white walls. Kep, what'd you get?
An 11.
What skill was that?
Knowledge history?
And you were trying to figure out if you'd seen anyone like a rat folk before?
Yeah, rat folk or the other guy.
Well, then 11, you won't know a whole lot. I mean, you've lived a pretty isolated gnome life. Most people you've interacted with are either gnome, human, or elf.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, you've
Have
never
I seen pictures of them in like
You've
books or
heard
anything?
stories. I think you've heard stories about both. You've heard stories about rat folk, and you've heard stories about Oreads. So maybe you would have enough, like, just because you rolled above a 10, you'll have enough base knowledge to know what they are, like, you know.
Like, so I
You
wouldn't
know
like fear
all.
them or anything?
You don't fear them.
Okay.
They don't seem scary. They're even you're more awake than them. Like right now, you're the bigger threat. If
Okay.
you wanted to slit their throats right now, you could probably get away with it.
Well, no.
Only if you wanted to. Because you're
actually, I see.
you're
I
more
try
awake than them. So
I try to see if they're okay.
They
I
don't
try to
seem-
offer them support.
they don't seem bloody or injured in any way. They don't seem no broken bones, no blood, no wounds of any kind.
Yeah, and I have a pretty big hood, you know, that kind of covers my face a little, you know, so I don't know if you would really see my facial features.
I probably see your tail though.
Yes, and my ears.
And the room you guys are in like a very small room. It seems to be very well lit all around,
Hmm.
for sure.
I just keep trying to find a way out.
It's all
Um,
walls and
I'm
floors.
almost freaking out right now because I don't
Don't
like
go-
being in.
I see the panic on the little one in the room. And
Little, you're little too.
Yeah, you're all pretty short. I will say, like,
We're all very
that's probably something you
short.
all noticed right away. Kep, you're what, like almost 4 feet tall, probably the highest. You're probably like 3 foot something, right?
Yeah,
Pretty
I'm
short.
I'm 3'5".
3'5". And Balvin, you're what, like 4 foot something? You're not very tall either.
no. I would like to kind of sit in, you know, Indian style and close my eyes and just listen if I can hear anything that's going on
You can
outside of the
perception
room.
check doing that. Yeah. See what you hear going around you.
There it is. Another 14.
You hear the sound of like wind whooshing around you, and you feel like you're moving very fast. You feel like vibration on the surface of the floor of the room you're sitting in, and sort of the walls, floors, and ceiling like light up with heat and light. Malefist, what are you up to? You're kind of coming to at this point.
I look around and no idea who these people are. No idea what's going on. Do I remember anything after rowing? I just woke up here.
Yeah, you roll a history check. See what you remember.
It's only a 15.
You remember rolling for several days, following the ship that got way ahead of you. It arrived at a very large city with a very large dock. You pulled your canoe up to the dock. All the ships there were empty. You heard music coming from nearby. You followed the sound of music, and that's the last thing you remember, is the sound of music.
Like pop music?
No, like Julie Andrews, not like John Coltrane.
Oh.
I'm gonna
Sound music joke. No, but yeah, you hear the sound of music is last thing you hear a song. Last thing you remember is like it's kind of like when you hear like 3 notes of a song on the radio, and then you remember that 3 notes. So you have like 3 notes caught in your ear now. You have like an earworm. You heard like the first 2 notes of a song, and that's the last thing you remember before you passed out and wake up here.
Like Sweet
And you
Caroline.
have that 3 notes stuck in your ear right now.
I'm gonna just slowly take a step back towards the wall area, and while I'm snapping my fingers to these 3 notes, and who are you people?
Yeah, you see a gnome and a rat folk, but unless they want to identify themselves and tell you more, that's all you're gonna know. Do you guys wish to identify yourselves and say more to this? I mean, describe yourself there, Malithus. You're sort of a strange-looking creature. You're a human with rock-like features. So tell us exactly what you look like.
Yeah, short, just like everyone else in the room. I'm only 4'6". I've got really smooth skin, like you said, stone-like, grayish, very polished look. I have
Like a marble countertop.
Right. I have what would be considered dreads, but they are like there's like gemstone amethyst protruding from them, like protruding from the
sort of
locks.
like the knots in your hair become gemstones.
Right. And my eyes are very like almost like an opalescent malachite, or what my eyes look like.
But otherwise, you look sort of humanoid, right? You look like a
Very humanoid, but that's the only like weird looking things about me. Otherwise, I'm very much human-like.
And you'll notice the rat folk with you, like a human-looking rat, humanoid rat folk, but about your height, short.
And I wouldn't really know anything about like rat folk or gnome being where I'm from. So
No, you've never encountered. You've only ever encountered humans.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep backing up to the wall.
Our rat folk, Balvin, you want to describe how you look to this rock man that sees you? What do you look like? I mean, you're obviously a rat person, but outside of that, like, what are you wearing? What color's your fur, etc.? What do you look like as a rat person?
Yeah, sure. It's well, I do like to collect things that are shiny, so I have a little bit of bling on my wrists, in my neck area, but mostly covered by a large hood, and
bejeweled but becloaked.
I have a little bit of a beard goatee type deal thing going on.
That's how you know you're an adult rat folk.
Yes, and I'm light in a light brown tannish color.
Yeah. I mean, there are many varieties of fur color among the rat folk tribes, so that's a good thing to know. A tan rat folk. And then our tiny person, Kep. I assume because you're a gnome, you have very wild features and hair colors, skin colors, either by your very nature or by dyes and such. Either way.
Because
gnomes are.
Yeah, constantly changing. But at the moment, I got like a teal purple theme going on. So
the whole
like my
color
hair
scheme. You're like your hair and clothes all match. Your makeup matches.
And I've got like even the spooky green color in there, like accents and stuff. And I've got like piercings. I got my septum pierced. My ears are pierced multiple times.
As gnomes do.
Everything's like shiny too. I'm really, I'm really digging how Sen and what was his name? I'm sorry, Malithus. How they look. I like how they look already.
You like the fashion of the people you've just met.
Right. I feel like I could.
But they look. I mean,
I feel like we can understand each other.
Cast-off stories. You've heard periphery stories. You know that every gnome story starts with meeting a group of weird friends.
Right.
There's no gnome story.
They'd be even
gnomes
close
love
to be
like.
weird as I am.
Yeah. The weirder they are, the better the stories are. I feel like that's the way the gnome goes. Like the fact that they're weird is a good boon for you.
Yeah. I'm not too
You're already
put off by
even
them
waking
because
up inside of a weird environment, not knowing what's going on. You're excited to see these two with you. You already think you're on adventure. You like because of the things you've heard in the past. You immediately.
Oh, this is gonna be a story.
You're like, oh fuck yeah, I tripped into a miracle. You're like, I found the story on accident.
All right, have something to tell people.
Yeah, this is already a story. Like you're in a weird white room.
Now you just gotta survive.
This is already a haiku waiting to be written.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
And you guys feel yourselves in this contained environment, surprised, disoriented. I mean, the last thing I remember was not being inside of this weird small room. And now you're stuck it's like an escape room. Basically, you're stuck in a weird small room. I have to remember to look this direction. Meanwhile,
look wherever you want.
Yeah, we can still hear
my
you.
computer. My computer's over there.
Okay.
That's my main. I usually look this way, but I need to look this way tonight because we don't have a camera on my computer. Saris, meanwhile, roll a perception check as you're returning home. You've been cut up by vines. You're hiding out in your hut. Your kin have left. They've all left your hut to go for the midnight storytelling, which is like a ritual in your village.
Story time.
The mother gathers everyone around and tells a story and gives everyone vegetable treats and like fruit leather and stuff like that.
Aw.
Yeah. And usually you would go because the Din Mother will, she gives you a hard time if you don't go. You've been gone a couple days. You usually want to go, but because of the angel message, you hide out at home, but your family all leaves. They go to the normal gathering of the village.
I'm too freaked out. I can't go. But I rolled a... Hold on. You said perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, with bonuses, that is an 11. Not super high, but...
You are totally oblivious of what is going on outside of your treehouse.
I'm shook.
You hang out in your treehouse. You don't look outside. You don't want to know. You don't think about it. You hear the Din Mother telling her normal stories. You've heard the
stories I've heard 1,000 times. Yeah.
You grew up here. You've heard that if you leave town, the Vulpina's gonna kidnap you and make you never come home.
Oh, the Vulpina.
She tells all
Yeah,
these like tall tales. Yeah, it's like a religious mumbo jumbo. It's kind of the way you feel about it. It's kind of like hocus pocus bull crap in your town. Like it's the way they keep kids here and the way they bring adults back to raise their kids here. Like, religious magic kind of thing. So you kind of ignore what's being said. But halfway through the story, everyone seems to break out of the story and is freaking out about a light in the sky.
Mm.
What?
Okay. Well, I saw one of those
out
earlier
of the
today.
corner of your eye, because what you rolled, you didn't roll very high, but out of the corner of your eye, you see two lights in the night sky.
What?
Okay.
You look out of your treehouse. You hear the commotion on the ground below. It's probably look outside because everyone on the ground below is like, they stop the story where it normally like keeps going. It's a very, a story you've heard 1,000 times.
Yeah, I tuned it out.
They interrupt the legend to be like, oh, look up there. There's something crazy going on.
What is it? What is it?
You hear that.
Aliens.
Roll me a will save to not leave your treehouse.
Okay, come on, die. All right. That is actually a 20, but not natural.
If you would like to leave your treehouse, you can. But whenever you try to leave your treehouse, you hear the angel's voice saying, "Stay here." But it's up to you whether you leave or not because of dice rolls.
I'm gonna base off just the fact that I got so shook from that angel earlier. I'll listen to it again. I mean, I've already listened to it so
say,
far.
Like right in the doorway, like stay inside your house, but like look outside. That'd be fine.
If I could catch a peek, that would be awesome. I'm gonna try to peek.
We'll give you like you'll have full visual.
All right.
But you will stay on the outside. Roll a
I'll-
perception check to get a visual now that you've come to the doorway. You won't leave your house, but in the doorway, roll a perception check.
I was gonna say I want to be able to say technically I didn't leave. That's the position I'm in
You
right
didn't
now.
leave. You're still in the house. Roof over your head.
Oh wait, no, that's still 14.
Okay. You see two shooting stars in the night sky. They seem to be one large shooting star, and then they break off into two stars. One shoots like north of where you are,
Yeah.
and one seems to be coming directly towards your village, getting
Oh, shit.
larger and larger as
Uh-oh.
it comes closer and closer.
What?
But you still feel stuck right here in this doorway. You can't move. You're just watching it happen.
Have I ever seen anything like this before? Have I ever seen a shooting star like meteor?
You've seen shooting stars before, but
This
they
is
may
more
be
like an
meteors, but never one
asteroid
comes-
type of thing.
You never seen one come to Earth. You've never
Okay.
been in the vicinity of one crashing to Earth.
This one seems to be coming your direction. It has the visual perspective is it's getting larger and larger, like it's coming towards you, which is not something you've ever experienced before. Every other shooting star you've seen is like been in the night sky and like vanished as it's gotten hotter. It's like it's become nothing. This one's not becoming nothing. It's coming closer and closer.
Huh.
To the point where it's looking dangerous?
Yes.
Okay, if I can't move, I'm gonna at least shout run.
All right. Roll me either diplomacy or intimidation to tell people to run.
I'm diplomatic as fuck. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's where it counts. That's a 29.
Oh yeah. People are gonna hear you, and they're gonna run. You can't move. You're stuck where you are. But you yell run, people are gonna scatter, and that will definitely help your tribe.
Nice.
Let's say that.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Ow.
Malethist, you're sitting there with these people you have not met, but you've just sort of like glanced over. You've gotten the eye full of these new people you've never met. You've never seen anyone that's not a human or Oriad, and now you've got a rat folk and a gnome. Creatures you've never seen the likes of before. Literally, they're anomalies to you. They're specters. They're just freaks. You're in a weird small room with freaks. A person looks like a rat and a very tiny, weird-skinned, weird-haired person with funny eyes and a funny mouth. They're not human. They're not Ordiad. It's fucking weird. You don't like it. And now the floor is getting hot. What? Yeah, the floor is hot. What are you gonna do about it, Malethist?
I'm still snapping my fingers, and I've backed up to the wall. I'm gonna start elbowing the wall behind me, but I'm not taking my eyes off of the other two people in the room.
It's like sort of like backing
I'm
up.
like, no, I'm like swinging my
like a secret exit. Like, is the wall gonna like fall down? Like, can I get out of here? That kind of.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here with them.
All right.
Like, I'm throwing some weight into it, you know.
All right. Malethus is backing away from you guys. Kep, you see the shiny, marble-skinned. I mean, to be honest, he's not very tall, but for a gnome, he's like a kind of a tall, sexy man backing away from you guys. What do you do? He's kind of buff. He's got cool dreads, but he does not.
I can tell he's afraid of me.
Yeah, he's backing away.
Okay. I'm like, whoa, dude, it's alright. I'm Kep.
What's going on here?
I feel like that might be a diplomacy Kep to see like how friendly you are with this new creature, to see how that's going. Just to give us a baseline of how your interaction might go.
Diplomacy. 16.
Oh, that's pretty good. Malthus, you can read that however you want, but a 16 is above average. So there's a very friendly, tiny person. What color skin do you have there, Kep?
It's like a light purplish blue.
So you got, and you got like funny hair too, I assume.
Yeah, it's teal and purple.
So yeah, there's a wacky looking little dude in front of you, but he seems but they seem friendly. So you treat it however you want, but they're definitely funkier than any human you've met. Humans don't wear a whole lot of makeup or have a whole lot of hair dye or stuff. This creature definitely is more vibrant and colorful than humans you've known, but they seem friendly. How do you want to read that, Malthus?
I'm gonna kind of stop, like, frantically trying to back up, but I'm gonna ask again, what's going on here? The last thing I remember, I was chasing after a ship. I don't know what's happening, and the floor is hot.
Floor is hot.
It is.
I don't know if it caused damage yet, but definitely like it's like a hot beach hot, where like you're like, ooh, you don't want to keep your feet there very long.
Yeah.
I'm gonna snap my fingers louder while this is happening, like kind of like a nervous tick, like, but. Yep.
I'm like, well, the last thing I remember is I was on a ship, and then we crashed on the shore, and then I saw all these rat people coming towards the ship, and then this place off in the distance, everybody started walking towards it, and then I just don't remember after that. I woke up here.
That might jog your memory, Balvin, and it's your turn. So if you want to pipe in now that you hear that being said, that's kind of the last thing you remember too. So
Yes, so I'm still sitting Indian style with my eyes shut. I was listening. But now that I hear what they're saying, my eyes kind of pop open. And I'm like, yes, I recall just being in my home. And then suddenly I'm here.
So you all have had a weird experience, obviously. And now the floor is hot.
Yes.
Weird shit.
I don't like this. I feel like we're getting cooked.
There's got to be an exit.
Let's hope.
We need to remain calm.
Do we have our weapons and stuff on us still?
You have everything in your, whatever your starting equipment is. You have your backpack, whatever starting equipment you have with you. Whatever you took away from your homes, you got.
I take out my dagger and I start stabbing the wall.
Good move. Roll me attack against the wall. BB plus strength, I guess, if you're doing a physical attack.
Let's see. I have 0 BB right now. Oh, and then I have -1. 6! I'm weak as fuck.
Was that the attack was 6?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a miss.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean you're not hitting.
I missed the wall.
Doesn't mean you're not hitting. It means you're hitting the wall, but it's just not doing anything. You're like stabbing at the wall and like nothing's happening. You're trying really hard. You can see this rat folk like stabbing at the wall like nothing is happening.
No.
Meanwhile, Saris, roll perception check.
Okay.
Face.
Oh, here we go. All right, not bad. That's a 19.
One of the fireballs is growing closer and closer to your village.
Oh.
Becoming larger and larger. You know how scale works at this point.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's going towards you. That's not safe.
It's growing.
You can see the circle of like children and
jeez.
den mother, like old people like hanging out in the middle of your village, telling stories, and you look up and you see like a big fireball coming towards them.
Mm-hmm.
You witness all that.
All right, I got it. I mean, sorry, Eyeball Angel. I mean, I've known you for like 2 seconds of my entire life.
Barely know that. Yeah, that's a new experience.
I gotta go try to save these folk. First, before I do anything, I'm going to try to address. Den Mother, get out of there! Run, move!
All right, roll me a will save to even try to speak.
Okay. Wow. That is a 12. Yes.
All right, you feel like you're in a dream, and you try to yell, but the words come out all wrong. Like you're standing in your doorway and you're trying to yell what you just said, but instead it comes out like blabba combo blubba fleet. It's just nonsense. It's just nonsense words. They look at you, they don't understand what you're saying, and like the kids kind of laugh, and the den mother keeps telling her story. You're being ignored. They can't understand you.
Hold on, maybe I can throw something at them. I'm gonna be disruptive. You drove me to this!
One more chance, then we'll go to Malefist.
Okay, I'm gonna... Fuck. I don't have anything really on me. I'm gonna take my pot out of my mess kit. I'm gonna just fucking whip it at him.
Like, throw a pot at the...
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a pot at the kids in the den mother.
Roll me a ranged dex attack, throw it towards the town center, like the fire pit where kids tell stories and shit.
Yeah.
The circle.
Throwing pots at kids.
Yes, I fucking...
To throw a pot at a child.
Ranged dex.
That
plus
is...
dex.
JV plus dex.
Yeah.
Those
Hold on.
children.
I want to double check this. That's a not
Improvised
natural...
weapons with a
Not
minus.
natural 20.
And it's improvised weapons, so you get a minus.
Okay.
So yeah, you throw it towards them, it hits the ground, they look towards you, but don't move from where they are. They just kind of look your direction as the
Crazy on
fireball comes closer.
I tried.
Oh.
Malithus, you, meanwhile, are inside this white room. You see the tiny person, the little weird-skinned, weird-haired person, like, stabbing at the wall. They're small, they're tiny. You're not much bigger, but their little, tiny little stabs are doing nothing. They're, like, stabbing at the wall and nothing's happening. You see this. What do you do?
I'm going to pull out my Terbuche, and I'm gonna not stab at the wall, but I'm gonna make like an arcing cut. It's got teeth in it.
Yeah.
And try and
you're going for a gash.
Yeah, gash the wall. Yeah.
You want to hit it as hard as possible, like a big
in an arc. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to try and cut it.
Yeah.
Roll BB plus strength for a physical attack on the wall. My computer's over there.
You should
That's where my computer is.
minimize it so you don't look at it.
That is a 13.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you hit the wall, but, it doesn't seem too much good. You could tell, just by the way you swung, you feel like you hit the wall, but it's not doing any good.
It's an egg! Oh my god!
Bouncing off the wall, basically. It's a pretty thick wall. The wall seems to be, at least a foot thick.
Oh god.
It's a thick white wall. For sure.
After that, though, I'm gonna see, knowing that the wall is that thick now, I'm just gonna put my, I'll just call it a sword from now. I'm just gonna put my sword away, and I have a stone on me. I'm just gonna hold the stone to my chest and rub it, and not really pray, but just think, and just just.
Yeah, stone vibe.
Yeah, meditate kind of.
So yeah, you're trying to get in frequency with a stone.
Yeah.
Trying to vibe with a stone.
I'm vibing with the stone. Yeah.
Get that. After you comes Kep.
I'm just. I'm so confused on what to do. The fact that I can't see the stars or anything makes me think. I see this guy praying, and I'm freaking out even more because I can't see the stars. Because usually I pray towards the stars.
It's all light all around you, like being the Matrix.
Yeah, so I keep trying to stab.
All right,
with my
roll me
dagger.
a B with strength to stab.
I was gonna ask if it was the default Matrix room
It's very similar. It's
before
just
you
white.
load any programs.
But you can feel a wall. Where Kep is now, Kep definitely feels a wall. That'd be the big difference between this and the Matrix, I guess, is there's walls.
Yeah, that's more like a white abyss.
This time I got
Here is definitely a room.
10.
10?
Slightly got higher, yeah.
Yeah. You're still you know you're hitting the wall. It's just not doing anything. Balvin. You see all the stuff going on. You see the little gnome stabbing the wall. You see this new rock friend you've made. Seems pretty cool. Plus now you're You're in this little room together.
Yeah, so I get out of my Indian style stance and stand up. And can I just do a circle around the room with my hand on the wall, kind of looking at the wall to see if there's any trap doors or anything?
Do you want to roll? Do you have trap sense or something else you want to roll for that? Or
Let's see.
Disable device.
I don't know. If you're a ninja, you might have trap sense, but yeah, you might have something other skill you can roll also. Let me know what you want to roll for that.
I have a disabled device.
You can roll that to see what's. Yeah, you can roll disable device to see if this is a device you can disable.
The gods intervening.
21.
With that, you can feel the walls and know that you're in a trap. This is definitely a trap.
Ugh.
You feel like you've been netted. You know that kind of feeling. But you feel around, you feel no exits. There's no shape of a door, shape of a window. You don't feel a way out, but you definitely feel like you're trapped. You're in a trap, for sure.
Heck.
This is definitely something designed to capture the three of you together.
Well,
you
if
have
there's
no doubt of that in your mind.
What?
I think to myself is if there's a way in, there's a way out.
for sure.
And I ponder.
I love that attitude.
Roll me knowledge, history, or nature to maybe ponder.
Okay.
Whichever you're better at.
20, not natural.
Ooh. Okay. You're familiar with traps. You're a rat folk. And you're very familiar with eggs. Rat folk know eggs.
Yeah.
You'll know that right now the prison you were in is egg-shaped.
So?
In your mind, you're trapped inside of an eggshell. And you know an eggshell.
It quacks like an eggshell?
It quacks like an eggshell, it walks like an eggshell, it's an eggshell. Yeah. You're familiar with the eggshell trap. You're in an eggshell. Like a thick eggshell, no doubt. It seems to be at least a foot thick, but you're inside of an egg structure.
Bananas.
Bananas.
So I'm gonna.
Meanwhile, Theris.
I just,
See a
they're at the bottom
fireball
of the
coming
egg. Here.
towards your village. There's nothing you can do about it. It grows closer and closer.
What's it made out of?
Who knows? This is a fireball.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just fire in the sky.
Yeah.
So I can't do anything. I just have to watch this.
You're stuck in the doorway. You're like in the doorway. You feel like you can speak, you can move your arms. You can't cross the threshold. You feel like you're stuck here in the doorway.
Okay, I'm gonna try one more time, and I'm just gonna gesture down toward them in like a kind of, come toward me motion, and that, yeah, I'm gonna suggest that. Move toward me.
To get everyone to like flee the terrain, the terror
With
of the
the arm
fireball.
waving,
coming
it's a
down.
whole thing.
Yeah. Roll me a diplomacy to scare everyone away from the fireball.
Good thing I'm a bomb ass at diplomacy.
I'm gonna ask you the number again in 4 minutes when I come back.
That's fine.
Well, who knows? Hopefully less than that.
Oh, I forgot to add a +1 trait bonus. What? Still only a 15 on that roll, but
I'll be right back, AJ.
yeah, you're good. Everyone who's out there, if you haven't already, make sure to enter the giveaway. If you're part of the Discord, there is a picture of the D6 that we're going to be giving away. It was recently released through a Kickstarter that I backed. And I'll tell you up front, they sent me some dice that I didn't order. So I'm giving them away. My gain is also your gain. So make sure to get into the Discord chat, or sorry, not Discord, in the Twitch chat, type in _raffle to be entered. And we're going to give it away to whoever wins at the end of the stream. You don't have to be here. You just have to follow the channel. I'll get a hold of you through Twitch or Discord or whatever. Kelly's over there redeeming her points. Hydrate! Their points, sorry.
How do you change your background?
Courtney, walk her through it. Regen, I have 4 of them to give away, and if I'm being honest, I would really like for them to go to people who have supported us through everything, so please, please, please enter. But there will be other chances, so.
So in Skype, there's the settings.
Yeah.
You can just go through there.
Oh
Is it
man,
appearance?
That's vague as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm back.
What's up? Thank you.
Thank
Regen.
you,
I don't see
my
anything
brother
about a
AJ, as
background
always,
now.
covering my
Let's see.
back. Doing the dice giveaway while I'm taking a bathroom break. I appreciate
Hey,
that.
yeah,
so-
I address the
Yeah.
channel in
Click-
downtimes.
So go to settings, and then appearance.
So we
Oh
were
no,
looking
no, no. It's a general. Hold on. Now
I don't even
can't find
remember.
it.
I don't even
Here.
remember.
This period of time.
Oh.
Water first.
hold
Okay,
on.
that's fair.
Is it your profile? No.
Oh, definitely, Regen. You always took the best notes. And I haven't written a single word down tonight, so.
Oh, it's under audio
Yeah.
and video.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Things happen.
Yeah. And then where?
I feel like a lot of
Choose background effect. You not see that?
Nope. I don't have it.
Kelly does have blur my background enabled, which might mess with that. If you have that on, it might not be able to do the background thing. Right?
I disabled it.
Yeah,
didn't
now
work.
it's not blurry.
Still didn't. It's okay. We can move on.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll figure it out
Onward.
later.
Yeah. Sorry.
Ready?
First note my family died. Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Meanwhile, Saris, perception check.
Oh, I got a 15 on that.
That fireball's growing dangerously close to your village.
No.
It's quite large now.
Oh wait, I did a
The size of your.
I did
Yeah,
a
you're doing that.
diplomacy.
You're
thing.
like, come to me, but fireball is moving very rapidly towards the center of your tiny village.
And like, I know I'm not like a science major or anything, but does it look like it's gonna land like on them?
Oh yeah, it's coming, it's coming for you, baby. It's gonna land here.
All right, I'm just gonna point.
You're like yelling that as it's crashing down.
It's gonna crush you. I mean, if I can't leave and I can't I'm just gonna. Okay, one last try. I'm gonna point at the thing and wave at the same time, and I'm just gonna yell at the top of my lungs. I don't know. I can't even talk to him.
Yeah. You can't talk. Your mouth is frozen.
Just scream.
Scream.
Yeah, it's just a big.
Like
It's
a
just a
bad
scream, like a fox scream.
You can make noises, you just can't make words.
Point at it and wave, and that's my last attempt to try to get them not
gesture a
murdered.
big noise as a large object comes crashing down to your village, smashing right here, like right in the center, right where all the children and elders have gathered. It's all the mothers and grandchildren, like all the most adorable people in your village are all circled together as this structure comes crashing down. This house-like, egg-shaped white structure comes crashing down your village, smashing their bodies, crushing their limbs. Blood squirts out in every direction. Your family is massacred by this giant falling object.
Not
All
again.
your loved ones. Your most precious kin, the five people that lived in your house, your uncle, everyone that was listening to the stories, all smashed.
Oh no!
Some injured, some dead. You don't know who's living and who's dead yet, but like this thing comes crashing down your village.
Does it break open?
This building-sized rock that looks like a giant egg.
All right,
It doesn't break open. This smashes everything. This murders people. You see like legs and hands hanging out from underneath, blood squirting, and at this point, you become the least. You were held at the door for a moment, but right now you can at this point if you wanted to move. But before you can move, Malithus, it's your turn. Meanwhile, Malithus, inside the white room, you feel a crash, a thud. Your room shakes. There's a violent eruption. The heat around you erupts. The floor and the walls become hotter. But you feel a crash, a thud. You've now landed, you feel like, Malithus. It's your turn.
I
feel bad for finding that funny.
Oh, it's hilarious. They're imaginary people.
God.
I can't believe I came up with all my family's names.
They're dead now.
I'm gonna try. Everyone's dead. I'm gonna put the point of my sword on the wall, and then push. Not like trying to stab or anything. Or I'm just trying to
break it. Roll me
Yeah.
BB plus strength to try to push through.
All right.
D20 BB plus strength. Yeah. Mod.
It's 22.
Ooh! You're able to pierce the wall. So you guys will witness Malithus shoving his sword through the wall, and a crack happens, or like around the blade of his sword, a crack above and a crack beneath. You're pushing your sword through the wall there, Malithus, for sure.
Like a baby bird.
You are breaking the wall. You're breaking the eggshell.
Can I,
currently?
since it's serrated, can I like start sawing with it?
You can start because as is one turn, and every turn is only 6 seconds. But yeah, you can start doing that. Yes.
Yeah.
You won't
Okay.
accomplish much yet because it's only 6 seconds. And now it's Kep's turn. But Kep will see you breaking through the wall. You see a sword go through the wall now, Kep.
I hop over there and I wedged my dagger in that spot too, and I start trying to help break
I'm
that
gonna give the assist.
that weak spot. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the assist. Roll me a BB plus strength to assist.
7.
You're not much help, but you still stick. I mean, who knows? No one knows you're not much help. You probably look like you're helpping a lot. You got your knife in there. You
I'm
like put the right
helping.
spot.
You loosen the lid.
Yeah. It looks like you're helping.
I
Even though
loosened
you're
the
probably
lid.
not, it looks like you're doing something. Your knife's there. You're poking things. Who's to say you're not helping? I guess is the point. Even though you're definitely not, no one knows that.
The
And that's-
legends will say
That's
you're
the
there.
important part. The important part is they don't know you're not helping. Yeah, like
Right.
as a gnome, storytelling wise,
Right.
in your journal, tonight when you journal about this, you're gonna say you helped. You know what I mean? Like whether or not you actually did, you're gonna write that you helped. So
You'll
that's all that
probably take
matters.
credit.
Yeah.
What?
Kev the Egg Breaker. You're gonna call yourself that. That's your nickname. Kev the Wall Destroyer. You've already come with a lot of new nicknames already to describe yourself immediately because of your heroic action here. Balvin, you're the next to go here. You see these two of your new strangers stuck in this room with you. They're both going at the same hole in the wall. There is a that smooth-skinned, rocky-ish man. Got his sword through the wall, and the little gnome stabbing at the same hole. And they seem to be making some progress. You don't know who to give credit to because they're both working at it. So who knows who's to blame or the fault for the cracking? But someone's doing something, and you see it.
Well, the only sensible thing to do is to help them.
Right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
So I'd like to do like a running acrobatic start,
Ooh, I like that.
and
Roll
do
me
like
to jump. Acrobatics check to jump at the wall.
yeah, but I want to do like a high kick. and,
Yeah,
like
I'm assuming like a
break
flying
my heel down onto it.
Ooh, like Chuck Norris.
ninja move. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Like breaking boards type of thing.
Heel kick.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
trying to show off, really. You're gonna they're trying to break the wall. You think you're gonna come in with like one kick and like finish it for him and like be like, I was me that did it.
Hiya!
Like in your mind, you're like, I'll be the hero of this situation. Check this shit out.
I want to get out.
Yeah. Roll me it's a physical attack still, so BAB plus strength to hit that.
Okay. Stupid question. I am adding my ability modifier.
Your BAB, your basic attack bonus,
Mm-hmm.
which should
I got
include Dex. Yeah, D20 plus that should be your attack.
Okay.
That should include Dex and some other number.
It's a 6.
Oh yeah. You jump that direction. I mean, maybe it looks good.
You're helping
who
too.
knows?
You're
Yeah,
helping
you're
too.
like,
It's
oh,
okay.
you're stuck inside of a very tiny room together. It's not a very big room. You jump that way. You look like you were trying.
In the
I'm
air.
too short.
Yeah. I mean, they both have like sharp weapons in the wall, and you like came out with your foot. So maybe your foot even hit the wall. Who knows?
We're both helping.
It's not doing any good. Maybe it still looked good. For all I know, the two of them still maybe really admired what you just did. That's kind of based on what they roll later, perception-wise. But yeah, you jump at the wall. It doesn't do any good, but who's to say that?
You look good.
Yeah, it looked great. Meanwhile, Saris, on the ground, you see the massacre
No.
of a majority of your tribe.
Woof.
Only about 30% of your tribe remains alive. There's several small children and old men and women running around.
Oh man.
But a majority of the heart of your tribe, the Din Mother, the most vibrant youth, have all been smashed by this.
Youths.
Yeah, they've all been smashed
The
by this
kids.
giant falling white building thing. This object that's come from the sky. It's flaming hot. There's fire coming off of it, lighting the forest around you on fire, burning tree houses and dens. So it's not only crushing people, it's catching the village around you on fire. But it is at this point you become released from your angel bondage. You're now free to do whatever you want.
All right, I'm gonna.
Apparently your guests have arrived.
I mean, there's other things to worry about. You guys gotta do your own thing. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna climb down from the treehouse, and I am going to do a quick check around. I guess like the base of the egg for any wounded, not yet dead.
Roll me a heal check to check for wounded, not yet dead.
Okay. Fuck! Natural 1.
Oh.
That means
Dude.
upon your initial glance around the egg, everyone that was smashed like in half.
Entirely.
You see their like torsos hanging out or just like legs. It's like no one has like enough of their body
To be alive?
to be alive.
Yeah, okay, alright. I mean, I'll
Hang out
accept
as, like,
that.
parts of there's things moving, but they're things that are like moving like a chicken with its head cut off.
Oh,
It's
God.
just muscle memory.
Fuck. This is brutal.
Everyone that was in the center of town is dead for sure.
Okay, well then, let's move on to the next emergency. The
This is rated
fire.
R.
Right.
Yeah.
Is
There's a
there
fire
any...
spreading, catching houses on fire.
Is there any water source that I can find in town that I could like maybe get a bucket and try to put out some of this fire? Maybe try to save at least the village for I don't know who's left.
Unfortunately, La Antra is notoriously far away from the shore, so not near any ocean water.
Okay.
It's not known for its wells either.
No.
Usually, the tribe relies on its druids. Luckily, the druids have magic that can somehow summon water. That's why you have den mothers. You rely on those druids to give you guys water. So now that the den mothers have been smashed, unless you can find some other
Are the druids dead too?
ancient clerics around, yeah. You need to summon water is what you need right now.
Yeah, I don't
You
have
need
any
to
of
draw
that.
forth water from nothing.
Wait.
Wait.
Oh.
So, wait, can
Is
I
there
do
a
it?
god? Is there a god intercession right now?
Yeah, can there be a god intercession?
I mean, you're a god. You can do whatever you want.
So can I make it just start pelting down with rain to help put out the fire?
Yeah. Luckily for you, there, Saris, as you like see this all happening, suddenly, out of nowhere, in the dry season, you're like in the spring where it's like beautiful and it's not very like occasionally like showers, but not heavy rain. It's kind of like the nice season, but all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in the middle of the nice spring season of your little idyllic forest village, downpour, torrential rain. The kind of rain you never see unless it's a heavy storm like a hurricane or a monsoon or something, like heavy rain. Something you were not expecting. All of a sudden, as you become released from this angel magic and able to move around, rain comes pelting down, putting out a majority of the fire, saving the homes in your village and the other things that exist there.
And then just stops.
Yeah, and then yeah.
Like as soon
It
as the
lasts
fire's
about
out.
you get like 6 seconds of rain. Literally one round of rain. 6 seconds from now, the storm stops, but you get 6 seconds of this like torrential downpour.
I'm gonna.
Malethus.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Malethus, your turn. Inside the egg, you see none of this, but you do hear maybe the pelting of rain outside on the surface of this structure you're inside of.
The have the walls cooled now?
The wall is still solid, but where you've stabbed your sword through, there is a crack.
No, cooled. Has it cooled down? Can I touch it?
Yeah, on your side it's cooled. On the inside it's cool. Yeah, and the outside with the heavy rain now probably has also cooled it. So at this point, yeah, everything seems
Safer.
cool to the touch. Yeah, you're not gonna burn yourself touching anything now.
Okay, I'm gonna like lean in to my sword, like, and try and get my shoulder into the wall and like push up.
Weight behind it.
Yeah, get some weight behind it and like try and go up with my sword.
Because you're already in the crack, I won't make you roll an attack again. You can just roll
Okay.
damage with your sword. So just roll whatever damage with your sword. So sword damage plus your strength mod.
Okay.
And that'll tell me how much damage you do to the wall.
That is 7.
Okay. Oh, I have to do math.
Nah.
Oh no! Alright, got you. Alright, so you've done some damage to the wall, but it's still obviously a very thick, very dense, hard to crack wall. But your sword is like in there. At this point, you've either got to break through or your sword's going to be stuck in the wall. So, you're kind of at a point of no return at this point there, Malthus.
Friends can help though, right?
Yeah, anyone can help. Kep, you've been stabbing at the same hole as Malthus here. Now it's your turn again. I mean, in your heart, you probably know you haven't done very much good yet, but it's your turn again. So now if you want to try to do more good or whatever else you can.
I help more. Wow. Oh, this time I got a 14.
All right. So you're still having a hard time. You're stabbing at the wall. It still looks good. Don't get me wrong. You're poking in there. But anyone that, I think even maybe Malthus probably even knows that he's doing the majority of the work. It's kind of like when you help someone move and you're like, yeah, you know, you're the person's like, you got fingers on it, but you're not really lifting anything. It's kind of that kind of. Your fingers are there, but you're not doing very much. Alvin, you see all this? You've experienced a lot of this recently. What you up to?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to where there's a little hole, right?
There's not really a hole, but there is a place where the sword of this one new ally or new friend of yours, new person that you're stuck with, the sword has gone through the wall, for sure.
Okay.
The smooth-skinned, sexy rock man has got a sword, like, it's stuck in the wall. He's made some progress, for sure.
So, like, very closely to the little area where his sword is in the wall, I'd like to kind of punch the wall with my brass knuckles.
Ooh, brass knuckles.
Bap, bap.
That's a BAB plus strength.
By the way, the brass knuckles, I have intertwined some gems onto them, by the way.
Fancy.
Nice.
For
Yeah.
flavor.
Yeah.
That's a grab move.
So,
Did they enhance anything about it?
can you repeat what I'm adding again?
It's a BAB plus strength mod. Plus a D20. D20
That
BAB
sucks.
plus strength mod. Should be a physical attack.
A 9.
It's a low roll. You know, it's the game. I think you better low roll. That happens sometimes. You punch at the wall, and your brass knuckles are hitting it, but it's not doing it. You know,
Hold on.
you're kind of doing the same thing that Kep is doing, where you're like punching in the right direction. You guys like, it looks like you're helping, but it's not really doing anything. You guys are both hitting the wall, but nothing's happening. It's adorable.
Your strength attacks, because I helped you make your character, you do have weapon finesse, which allows you to add your dexterity rather than your strength on melee attacks with light weapons, which I think would include brass
See,
knuckle,
that does
but
help. I didn't know
Yes.
you had that. That does
Thank
help.
you.
You can alternate.
I was
those
wonder-
helps.
I was wondering, I was like, I remember me talking about how everything was so low, but then that's why we did that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you're, that's very possible. If you're a dex-based character, you might have taken.
So,
I just
let me
didn't take those feats.
yeah, I need to send you a
And-
copy of my character sheet so you have all of the information that I picked from the get-go.
So plus dex, let me know that you can roll plus dex for that if that's the way your character rolls. That's
Kinda.
why
and,
I'm
honest,
saying that.
Yeah.
and honestly, if I would have had my character sheet printed, I would have known that, but I have to keep looking at the damn
I
computer
got you,
screen.
Courtney.
I
I
totally
know
get it.
something about your character.
But it still didn't do me much good. It still got a 12.
Eh.
So not much higher. So kind of a similar outcome.
Yeah.
You might be like making a couple of cracks, and you're doing basically the same. You're punching towards the hole and not doing much good. Which brings us back to Saris now.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Crashed.
Now that the fire is out, one more look around the body parts in the area to see if maybe I can find somebody to save or pull away from, I don't know, the egg. I'm just trying to help some people. That perception check is a 13.
Most of the people that were in the area where the egg could do damage
Yeah.
are either severely injured or dead. At most, there are 4 you could possibly save.
I mean, 2 that you could save and they would have good lives. And that's if you have good heal checks to save them. So if you want to really heal check on 1 now, you can save 1. It's gonna take 4 heal checks to save all 4, basically.
Let's roll some heal checks.
All right, so 1 heal check now for this turn.
Regen, roll a heal check for me. Exclamation point D20. I got a little bot. It'll roll for me. You save one of them. All right. Oh, nice. I might actually pull it off. I got a 21.
That's good enough to rescue one. They're gonna be in bad shape, but not dead.
I mean, they're better than
You can
10.
pull them out.
And then from Regen, with my bonus, we got a 14.
All right, so that one is not a save. But let's say with that, I'll let you loot a body at least, so you're able to save some goods off someone. So you save a body, and you save some goods.
All right. What do
Roll
I
me a
save?
D20 for gold.
Okay. Okay. 4.
I mean, this is a close family friend. This is your cousin Eggbell.
Cousin Eggbell.
You're gonna take that gold.
Died from an egg.
We live in a society where everything is everybody's, so
ironic,
it's not
Eggbell.
really.
And if you also want to take,
He did die from an egg.
6 throwing daggers. If you want 6 throwing daggers off Eggbell, you can get those too.
Oh, I for sure do.
That's some fate right
That
there.
is fate. It was written.
And most of his clothes are singed and destroyed, but you can save a left glove if you want one glove for your left hand. That's kind of up to you.
I do want that glove.
O.J. Simpson has the other one.
If the glove does not fit, you must acquit.
I will say it's a rhinestone white glove. It's a,
Ooh,
you know,
that's
it's a
cool.
fancy glove.
Yeah, we
It's
can
a
definitely use that for
Jackson
something
glove.
later.
Not magical property, but a fancy glove.
Yeah, I can dazzle somebody with that.
Eggbell was known for his gloves.
MJ.
But then getting to keep one of them after his passing is a bit of an honor.
Yeah.
I knew Eggbell. He was a
It's
good
Eggbell's
man.
glove. That's, you know, as it forever hence shall be known.
I will honor you, and I will honor this glove, Eggbell.
So you
But,
put it on a hand glove,
No, I just put it in my pack.
save it for later.
Save it for later.
You never know, you might need a glove for
I
something.
might need a glove later.
That's fair.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, then I guess I've saved everybody I can save, or done whatever I can do to
Yeah,
try
you're
to
surrounded
save
by
some
death.
people.
There's a lot of death that is unpreventable.
So
I'm
much
just gonna
death.
I'm just gonna drop to my knees, and I'm just shocked.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
what do you?
About
What,
half your tribe survived, but about half is dead now.
I will recognize that there was definitely, I mean, in the moment that I needed water and couldn't find any, the heavens opened up.
Yeah, that's wow, right?
Huh.
So there was a
Interesting.
moment. There was
Very
definitely a moment of
The fires went out. It could have been way worse. It could have
Oh, it
burned
could have been
down
way
the
worse. It could have been way
village.
worse.
Now the village survives. The homes are there. Even if half the tribe is dead, there's still half the tribe there, which is like 20, 25 people, I think. So it's still not that bad.
Yeah, but half is a pretty big casualty number.
Yeah. It's like, it's still a genocide. no matter
Yeah.
How you do it.
Well, I will take a moment to I'm just going to sit there on my knees. I'm going to take a moment to kind of recognize the divine intervention that happened. But also, I'm just kind of overwhelmed by the death
Yeah.
that I just
You just
witnessed
lost
there.
a bunch of your family. So that's,
Yeah.
that's fair. Roll a
take a
perception check
moment.
as you become overwhelmed with the death of your family.
Just going to breathe for a second. 2! No, perception, that's a 7. No, 9, sorry.
It's still not above 10. So you
yeah, I
don't-
rolled
you don't
terribly,
see-
so.
You don't see the sword breaking through the wall. It's probably like on the other side. You don't notice it. It's not near you.
Oh,
So you don't see what's going on with that roll.
roughly how big is this thing?
This thing is the size of a small. It's bigger than your treehouse. It's the size
Okay.
of a small house. It's
Okay.
like 30 by 30-ish. It's pretty large.
All right.
It's much larger of a space than you inside need. Although, because it's egg-shaped, you guys are kind of like clustered together towards the bottom. You kind of, because of the gravity, are kind of in the well of the bottom of this structure in a pile. But it's a large room overall, like 30 foot tall, 30 foot wide, and it's at its widest and at its tallest. So yeah. After Ceres comes Maleficus from the inside of the structure, suddenly cooled from the outside by the rain.
I have to push my sword all the way through.
Roll
I've
damage
gotta-
on it. She's already in there, so just roll the damage on it.
Yeah. It's plus strength, right?
Yep. Strength mod, yep.
Okay, that's 10.
10. Oh, nice. Still enough to break all the way through, but the tip of your sword's through now, and you're making a bigger crack.
Okay.
So yeah, you're definitely like pushing through the egg wall at this point. And after Malthus comes Kep. Kep the gnome.
Stabby stab.
Slice, slice.
All right, a little better. You feel like good about your stabs. Still not doing any damage to the wall, but your stabs are so well aimed. Like they look really good. You're aiming them so well. It looks like you're helping. But no matter what, you're like hitting the same spot as Malithus. So as far as Malithus knows,
weakening that shell.
Yeah, you're like loosening the jar lid. As far as anybody could tell, no one knows the difference. Valvin, the rat folk.
So I'm gonna sit back down and close my eyes and listen again with my rat ears.
Perception check.
Yeah. Oh, it's a natural one.
Inside this structure, it's hard to hear anything outside. So you hear what's going on inside. You hear this smooth rock man grunting and shoving his sword into the hole, and you hear the rat person stabbing a bunch very furiously.
No.
But outside of that, you don't hear a whole lot of sounds.
That's a good egg.
I'm sorry, you don't hear the gnome. You hear the gnome stabbing because you were a rat folk before. That was my bad. Yeah. You hear the gnome stabbing furiously, but nothing is happening. You just hear the sounds of it.
Can I do one small thing?
Yeah, what's the small thing?
Just give them words of encouragement.
Aww.
It's always better with teamwork.
Yeah.
Work together. You can do it.
You like a motivational speech?
That's it.
Give me diplomacy to motivate them. Diplomacy roll.
I love it.
Oh, I gotta roll for that? Okay.
Yeah, see how much we motivate them.
Let's see.
Many hands makes for light work.
15.
You're no bard because of the intense situation and the fact you guys are all trapped together. And to be fair, you're pretty excitable rat folk. Everyone else for the next round can get a +1 to their roll.
Hey.
Yeah.
Everyone inside the egg at least, so that'll be Malithus and Kep. Next round around, you guys get a +1. But meanwhile, Saris outside the egg with your dead family surrounding you.
I'm gonna
the
kind
egg has smushed your relatives.
dust myself off, pick myself up, and I'm gonna start looking for any of my, I guess, my housekin, my immediate family, if you will, to see if I can find any of them. Probably not.
I'm gonna roll, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Find their feet.
What's your perception check?
Oh, here we go. I was waiting. You didn't ask for anything, so I didn't want to just jump in there.
That's my bad for assuming you knew it was perception.
Oh no! I just don't. I don't roll until somebody calls for a roll.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's a DM thing. I get it. Wait for the DM to tell you what to do.
Yeah. That's a 13.
You're able to find one. You can choose which one survives, but only one of your family members survives. The rest die. So I allow you to decide who survives.
I'm not deciding. I'm letting the dice do it.
Wow.
I respect letting the dice decide. Very fair.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna use
Holy
the dice
crap.
I'm giving away tonight. Here we go.
Only one may survive.
It's a Pora, my family friend who lives with us.
So not even a family. It's like
She's
someone's
just
like
a friend.
quotation
Just a
marks,
friend.
like a cousin, like someone
Well,
you call
not
a
blood,
cousin,
but-
it's not a cousin.
Yeah, but we're all kin. We're all
Cuz-
family, but it's not like my
yeah,
direct
of course.
blood.
That's the Kitsune way. But not blood. It's not a blood relative. It's a
Exactly.
relative by township.
I'm gonna check on them. They look okay.
They're injured, but with a heal check, you could probably save them.
Okay, yeah.
That's
Let me bandage them up. All right, I didn't do bad. 16.
Not great, but you can pull them out of the wreckage and do the best you can with them. They won't die. It might take them a while to heal.
Okay.
Hopefully, there's nothing gets infected, but for the time being, you've saved them from dying for being crushed.
I'm gonna bandage them up. I'm gonna pull them out, and I'm gonna kind of rest them up underneath, like the tree that our house is attached to. No time to get you in the house, but you're fine, like now.
Goodbye. Yeah, I mean, there's houses everywhere on all these trees, so that's pretty fair. Malithus, still cracking that egg?
Still cracking that egg. I gotta go through or pull back to get my sword out.
That's true.
So,
Twist it and do some damage. Give me a twist.
yeah, I'm gonna shove the hilt of the sword up and try and wedge it all the way up.
You want a bigger crack. That's the.
I want to. Yeah, I'm trying to make a bigger crack. Maybe this, maybe the little knife will fit in there if I make a bigger crack.
I like that. You're trying to help out your allies. I like that.
That's right.
Roll that. You've already got the sword in there, so I'm gonna consider that still like until you pull your sword out, just roll damage. So you're just like sawing in there.
Okay.
So roll the damage to saw.
That's a 9.
9 damage. So at this point, you're about halfway through the wall of this structure, breaking through it. You know that. You can feel that. You've cracked it about halfway.
Can I feel whether will I be able to pull my sword out now? Is it not like lodged in there like it was?
It'll be
Like
a
for
hard
future
strength
reference.
check to pull it out. You could pull it out, yeah.
I'll be
Okay.
right back. I gotta run to the
As long as you roll a
restroom.
strength check above a 10, you can get it out.
Okay, yeah, I just don't want to lose it.
You're not gonna lose your sword.
Okay.
Not here. You might lose it somewhere down the line, but not here.
Yeah, definitely.
Kept the gnome. You're next. You see this grinding going on with this weird, like, gemstone tooth sword. But you're nearby. You see all that happening.
Can I take my dagger and like, I see that he made a bigger crack. Can I try to see if I can wedge my dagger in there and then just like kind of move it to the sides where I can like crack one side more? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can roll another attack to try to do that. It's BB plus strength. You have a feat that allows you dex. I don't want to forget that stuff. But yeah, attack with a melee weapon would do that.
15 or 16.
All right, yeah. You keep stabbing. You still seem to be doing less than Malithus. But you're there, and Malithus probably doesn't know the difference. It looks like you're helping. It looks like you're trying to play. As far as anyone watching knows, you're helping. That's all.
Oh, I forgot her bonus. 17. Does that
Oh,
help
17.
at all?
Closer. Even more impressive.
Damn,
Still not
alright.
taking advantage, but it looks even more like you are. So
I try. Yay.
I'm sure you're,
I'm
unless Malthus
slowly getting up
higher
there.
than 17 perception, because Malthus wants to know you're not helping. Unless Malthus cares you're not helping. Otherwise, Malthus will assume you're helping. Without a higher perception roll, it looks like you're doing a good job. Balvin, you still meditating and thinking about stuff?
Everyone.
I would like to listen one more time, just to see if there's like anything outside of where we are. I'm going to try to take another deeper listen.
Never know what you might roll this time, so yeah, perception check.
Oh, it's 11.
Everything seems muffled by the walls of this thing that you're inside of. So you can barely hear anything outside. You might hear some noise outside, but it's hard to make out what's going on outside. You have no idea outside the area you're in. You can't see, you can't hear. It's very distorted and muffled. Unfortunately.
Can I do one other small thing?
Yeah.
Can I just let out a little squeal of like, is anyone there?
Yeah. Do a call out. Yeah. Sort of. Woo woo. Yeah, I get you. Like the mating call of college students. You just like let out a yell and see if anyone hears you.
Yes.
You do a woo. Yeah, I'll allow that. Which means I'll allow Saris to roll a perception check to hear that.
Yeah.
Can I have a beer? Or not as sensuous, if that's possible. Thank you. Uh-oh. Are we froze? Did we lose
Oh,
him?
he's on mute.
Oh, okay. I thought we lost him.
Yeah, I muted myself when I left, and when I came back, I forgot. So, thank you, everyone. Perception check is 17.
You're gonna hear a noise coming from like you're just now dragged away a body of your dear friend from this crash. You're gonna hear a noise coming from within the structure that crashed down on your village and smashed your family and friends. Someone's stuck inside, a human type noise inside this structure.
All right. Being as though it seems like I've done all the good I can do as far as trying to help people, I I guess to get to the bottom of this, and it's an egg, right? It's clearly an egg.
It's egg shaped. Yeah. Why not? Yeah, it quacks like an egg. It walks like an egg. You're a nature lover. You know what eggs? Yeah, it's an egg that fell from the sky and crashed in your village.
And there's a noise inside
It's hard to tell, but now
that
the rain has come and the fire's been out, it's definitely a giant egg.
Okay.
As far as from your perspective, for sure.
Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of ready myself. There's something inside this thing, as you know, normal eggs are, but like something that's making noise.
It kills your family. It could be dangerous. Like,
I'm gonna just stand and be ready.
Are you trying to ready in action, like a if-then statement, like if something happens, I do this?
Not quite yet.
But you're watching it with anticipation.
Watching with anticipation. There you go.
Okay. Are you want to like how close do you want to be to this structure?
I'm gonna give it a good 10 feet or so.
So you want to back up a little bit, but not too much.
Right, exactly. I want to be there just in case something crazy pops out.
All right, so you back up. At this point, maybe you back up like 5. You're probably like 5 feet close to it. You back up 5 feet away and like see what happens.
Because generally speaking, creatures come from eggs, and if this egg is that size, it might be a fucking giant
large
creature.
Yeah, that totally adds up for me.
So I'm gonna give it some distance just in case whatever it is huge and crazy.
Yeah. Could be a dragon egg.
Could be a dragon egg. Dragons are big. This thing's big.
There's fire around it, so.
So many emotions.
Back up a little bit. I like that move. Which takes us to Malefist. Still grinding away with your saw sword?
Still grinding away, sawing away.
Your sword's in that hole, so keep rolling that damage. I'm gonna allow it since you got that first hit in there. You got a gash already, so just grind that thing away.
Do I hear any of this like egg being chopped at?
You heard the noise being made.
Okay.
By someone like a human like yelling type noise, but you don't hear the sawing.
Okay.
Might be on the other side or something, but you don't hear the grinding.
I'm assuming it's probably on the other side of me.
Yeah.
All right. I got 8 on that one.
8 damage. You guys are getting pretty close. Let me do some math. 42. Okay. So yeah, you guys are getting there. Malthus keeps grinding. Anything else for your turn, Malthus, besides grinding that sword away?
Nope. I'm just trying to get out of here.
All right. Kep, I appreciate your help.
I'm going to have to give Liz a director credit for this episode.
Keep my camera focused. My computer's over here.
I got a 15.
15, Kep. You don't feel bad about what you're doing. Like, as far as you're concerned, this is the first big adventure you've been on outside of your home village, and you're stuck in a room, and you're stabbing a hole. Like, it's, it looks good. In your journal, you're going to write that you broke, whatever happened, you're going to write that you did it. That's the gnome way. The way the gnome storytelling works, you're going to kind of exaggerate your role no matter what happens anyway. So as far as you're concerned, you're doing this. You're saving everyone right now. You're the hero in your mind.
This.
Classic gnome. You're like, yeah, I broke us out of here.
What would they do without me?
Yeah, you doing all the heavy lift. You carried the team on your back. Is what's happening.
My little gnome back.
Yeah, Balvin.
Yeah, so I suddenly think of my brothers, and I'm wondering where they are in all of this, and so I scream out for them, Galvin and Calvin. Sorry, I'll say my own name.
It's a stressful moment.
Calvin and Calvin.
Fair, their names sound like your names.
It's easy to get.
I like it because it's like the chipmunks, like Balvin.
It's definitely a good name to yell.
Galvin have probably the same intonation. You're screaming frustratedly at them. Where are they at? Why aren't they here helping you, assisting you like they should? They're your closest allies. Although you guys are definitely all individuals. They're not here to save you. You call out
Saris, that means more noise coming from the egg if you want to hear it, but
I'm gonna try to hear it, although it's now just like shrill screaming, so I don't think it's gonna help your case. That's a not natural 20.
Yeah, you definitely hear, even hear the sound of the word. Something that sounds like Alvin. Maybe within their you can't tell what consonant at the beginning. There's a consonant sound and then Alvin. You can't hear the rest,
but it sounds like language. It doesn't just sound like
Alvin.
noises.
Yeah, it's definitely human sounds though. The sounds of human speech.
Oh, okay.
From inside this vessel.
It's common. They're speaking common.
Oh yeah, they're definitely.
Okay. All right. Well then, I mean, then there's a person in there, or a humanoid.
Yeah. You can draw that. It's not a dangerous creature. It's definitely. It sounds like at least one human trapped inside.
Okay. Well, maybe this is the visitors.
You were waiting on 3 guests, according to an angel. So.
I mean, this is one egg. I don't know.
Who knows what's inside?
Yeah, but at least there's one person. All right, I'm gonna take out my sap. And I'm gonna crack. Yeah, I'm gonna crack the side of the egg.
Which is like a whip with like a thick end, right?
Sap is it's a metal. It's like a lead rod encased in leather.
Okay. Oh yeah. So like
a little billy club.
Yeah, billy club / whip. Like a sort of a combination of a whip / billy club.
Okay. Honestly, I took it because it deals non-lethal damage.
Yeah.
But it's my only bludgeoning weapon.
Punching someone with a stick.
Exactly. Yep. What? Stick punch.
Got it. I just want to see what's going. So you're gonna punch this egg?
Yeah. Essentially.
Right.
It does more damage than a punch, though.
It can't die, so non-lethal damage doesn't mean anything. But yeah, to do the damage you would do with this thing, I'll assume you can hit it even.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, you're outside. It's like hitting the broadside of a barn.
Do I get sneak attack damage?
No, you can't sneak up on a wall. Unfortunately, I wish you could.
Sit around.
Walls, no matter what, have the same observation. So
you're gonna hear that a lot.
Yeah, walls both don't.
That's still 10 damage though.
That's a good whacking.
Yeah, I also have weapon finesse, and the sap is a light weapon.
I will say with that and with the work that your friend Malthus has been doing, not your friend yet, but from the inside, between what you're doing and Malthus is doing, your smack creates a crack between the two, like they connect. Like when you hit it, they go crack, 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 and the 2 cracks connect.
Oh.
You guys are about to bust open a side, you feel like. You feel like what you just did, and Malthus on the inside, you feel like what you're doing is accumulating to enough damage to break out of this structure.
I'm gonna see that crack, and I'm gonna take a step back. I'm gonna take a few steps back.
Watch out for falling debris.
Still not sure about what's in there. Some dragons can speak common.
That takes you to Malthus to finish it off. If you can do at least 8 damage, Malthus, we can break out of this egg.
Alright, let's see what I can do.
Game 1 in the books.
I appreciate letting us know where the threshold is.
You're pretty close at this point, so.
Leela.
I wouldn't tell you.
That is 10 damage.
Oh, that's enough. Barely. But enough to crack the surface, the wall where you guys are. You know, it's like an egg. It creates just like it would for a baby chick. Creates a hole where you guys can break out of. A piece of the shell falls outward. Probably crushes some more bodies of Saris's relatives. Does more damage to them. But you guys can now escape the egg. Saris is backed up enough that nothing hits him when he backs. You know, when the egg cracks. The egg hasn't fallen apart completely, so you guys have a partial egg shape with a hole in it, or like a baby chick cracked out.
Be born.
You guys have a hole on one side of the egg where you guys can come out of it now and emerge in this village.
I totally think I do it.
Where there are several small kitsune children. So here in the village, everyone that's kitsune probably is in their kitsune form because they're at home here. So it's a bunch of tiny fox humanoid children and fox humanoid teenagers, and then fox humanoid old people, and maybe including Saris, which you guys haven't met yet, maybe 2, 3 tops kitsune of that age.
Oh yeah,
adults that aren't too young or too old.
Don't forget all the corpses.
Yeah. Dead mother was probably about that age, and she's dead. So yeah, most of the survivors are either very young or very old, and about half the village has been wiped out by this crash that you guys have caused. So when you guys emerge from the egg, you'll see dead bodies all strewn around and fire, bodies that have been put out. That were on fire that have only been put out by the recent rain. So you'll see the carnage that you guys have caused as you emerge from the egg. At this point, initiative is over with it since there's nothing to fight. So you guys kind of deal with yourselves as you would like to.
But do we really know that it was really us that caused this? You know?
I mean, as
Don't
far
put
as
that
you're
on our
concerned,
shoulders. We didn't.
as far as
cause
you're
none of
concerned,
it.
it wasn't you that caused it. It was the thing you were inside of. Like, you didn't make the thing. You didn't make it fall here. I mean, you as a person inside, you might not feel
We're
that
definitely
guilty.
attached to it now.
But also, people outside, like Saris, might blame you because, you know, his family just died and you guys are the ones coming out of this structure.
And he
That's
has
kind of up to
eyeballs.
storytelling. Yeah. But yeah, inside the egg, you might not feel like this is your fault. Outside the egg, people can feel however the fuck they want about it.
I like stumble out of it and then I like dust myself off and then I look around. And I'm like, where are we?
You'll see the carnage, like dead bodies all around you. You're in a forest, even with the base 10 perception. But unless Saris wants to tell you more, that'll be it unless you want to roll for something.
I'm not gonna enter the scene yet. You guys are gonna have to be on your own for a second.
Hold back some vomit after seeing the bodies.
I'm on the other side of the egg, so.
Yeah,
And
you're
then I
on the
consider,
very
I
fine.
consider going back into the egg.
It's cleaner in there.
All right. So Kep is kind of grossed out upon exiting the egg.
Yeah.
Balvin, how do you feel? You know, the wall's broken down now. You can see outside. You'll see the destruction that this crash has caused.
Yeah, I'm not in a hurry to exit. But I definitely want to get a little bit of a closer look, though, and kind of peer out.
Roll a perception to see how close of a look you get, just to see what's going on with your eyeballs.
A 7.
So maybe you don't move very much. Maybe you want to get a closer look, but you don't get a closer look. That's kind of where you're at right now. Maybe you move less than you think you would. Malefist?
I don't want to. So the opening is I can like walk out of the egg if I want to. The opening is down there.
It's like a door size opening you guys have created for sure. It's not huge, but you guys are all like 4 foot tall, so you guys can break through the opening for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna like wielding my sword. I'm gonna like try and really slowly exit the egg and just take in my surroundings. Like I don't want to be
have your sword drawn
trapped right
like
now.
You're ready.
Still drawn. Yeah, I have no idea where I'm at. I just woke up here. Everyone is murdered. Like, you know, I'm just really
roll a
on edge.
perception check when you leave the egg to see what you see, because this is new for you.
Yeah,
Your life
yeah.
has been kind of isolated until now. You've heard stories, but this is your first time seeing non-humans, really. So, perception check.
All right, I gotta break the seal, the twisted T seal.
Oh yeah, go for it. I've been trying to like run off and take
You've been
potty
drinking
breaks when I have
twisted
to.
tea.
Natural
I
one.
took a break already, so I totally respect that. Everybody's got to pee sometime.
Yeah,
This
you
is-
gotta pee.
Everybody pees.
Don't hold it.
Yeah. Don't
Well,
hurt,
while-
don't hurt the bladder in the count of D&D.
While she's gone, I want to remind everyone that we're giving away a gelatinous cube D6 tonight. If you have not entered already, exclamation point
We're gonna take a
raffle
tinkle break too.
to enter, and we'll announce the winner at the end of the stream. You do have to be a follower of the stream. I'll get a hold of you through Twitch or whatever. But enter, win, be awesome, and tune in later.
Get that free cube.
Yeah, it's a cool cube. I gotta say, it's cool. Hold on, I'm gonna switch to the chat, the big chat
As a
window.
DM, I'm a very big fan of the gelatinous cube. It's a
I like
great
the gelatinous
feature.
cube, so
That's
One
a
of-
great way to. I feel like gelatinous cubes are a great way to hide like really cool items inside of like a creature that will definitely kill you if you try to get them.
and they're fun.
It's a DM favorite. You can be like, oh, here's like a really cool magic sword, but like, oh, you got to go inside a gelatinous cube to get it. It's a great like fuck you to your players. It's a special treat.
That sounds terrible.
No, as a DM, it's a
Nah,
win.
they're awesome.
Well, it sounds
Yeah,
like
it's
a
awesome.
terrible
Yeah,
device.
see? No, that's why it's awesome.
They're also, if they don't have fucking anything in them, they're almost translucent. So you could very easily just walk into one.
Accidentally walk into yeah. It's like the air. Oh, they're beautiful.
Not necessarily
As a DM, there's very few creatures that give the satisfaction that the gelatinous cube does. Like mimics sometimes do. Like it's something very fun as a DM. It's like gives you a special feeling when you can just like trick your players into thinking something's safe when it's not. You know, players be dumb.
Well, the last time
but it's fun when they look dumb, really dumb on purpose. You know.
Well, last time we ran into a cube in our gelatinous whatever substance in our cooking competition, it tried to like burn my arm off. So. Well,
that was acidic jelly. It wasn't a gelatinous cube, but still.
So a gelatinous jelly and
gelatinous cube? Gelatinous jelly is not. It was a jelly which are gelatinous, but it was an ochre jelly. But yes.
Things.
Oh yeah, they're both very dangerous for sure.
They are gelatinous.
Don't I eat either?
Sentient. Like spineless goo creatures are a special class in the D&D world for sure. Anyone who's played D&D knows that any mindless gel creature is going to be dangerous to fight. Like,
oh yeah,
all they do is just acid you, and you just have to outlive them. They're very difficult creatures to beat. And we'll all acknowledge that. I feel like.
Liz, I appreciate your effort to keep Brian on camera.
Very cool stuff inside. The cube. Is my camera working still or no?
Yeah, you're fine. Everybody's fine. Honestly, the one camera we're having the most issues with so far is Kelly's, and I know the issue. I need to fix it. I just didn't have time. But it's just glitchy from time to time.
I'm glad ours is working as from our point of view at our house, everything's frozen. It has been frozen for like 30 minutes.
Oh, really?
So
damn.
On your computer, both computers. I'm looking at two computers and they're both frozen. Yeah. So
as long
as it's working your end, it doesn't matter for me.
As far as I know, everything looks good. Kotcher, is everything fine out there?
Like as a stage, jazz hands, jazzer. Like, yeah, I want to see how I look and like.
You want your monitor?
Yeah, I want a monitor so I can,
Okay.
So, but
well, Kotcher and Regen are saying everything looks good. If you open the Twitch feed on anything, you can see the finished product.
If Kotcher likes it, then I'm sure it's good.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Kotcher's judgment.
On my phone, it looks good.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Well, Liz is watching, too. Sick.
Are you?
I'm a fan.
Nice.
Hell yeah. So, I'll take that. I'll take all the fans I can get. Even if they have to marry me first. That's fine with me. I'll take one. I'll take a fan. Fine.
All right, everybody good? Everybody settled back in? Oh, you got the twisted tea. Cheers.
It matches your background too.
Cheers to you all. By the way, I think I like Courtney's background the best. By the way.
You gotta twist that tea.
Twist it. Kelly, go make yourself a drink real quick.
I'm sorry.
We're on break time.
Drinks.
We're on break time.
As a guy who's had several beers today, you gotta have drinks.
It's important.
Yep. They're tall boys too, so it makes it even better.
I'm hiding behind my tankard, but it's up there.
I got all tall boy local beers here from Evan's Oast. Delicious beer from a local beer distributor. Sponsor! Give us free beer! They're good people over at Evan's Oast.
Nobody wants to give us free beer. But here, I'll give you guys a quick cheers. Cheers to all of the viewers out there, the people who've been supporting us, and cheers to all of you there, all of the other players in my DM, Brian. Which
everyone that can drink.
Cheers.
Yeah, really anybody. If you don't even fall into any of those categories, cheers to you as well.
Jazz.
Salute.
Jazz and tables.
Salute.
Salute.
Cheers to Lila, who's been in my lap most of my
people
night.
to drink with. As you know, as this COVID era has lingered on, it's nice to have groups to drink with without being at risk. So
yeah,
anyone you
totally
can,
safe.
Anyone you can cheers and not risk anyone else's life doing it.
I can just lick my hands and you guys don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you're not. I can cough right now. It's totally safe. Totally safe.
It's fine. It's safe.
Good. We're at least 6 feet apart. We're fine.
Aw.
I'm like wearing a blanket over my face. We're good.
With that background, it looks.
You're safe.
Well, on screen, I don't think we're technically 6 feet apart, but.
No, well.
I don't know. You guys are gonna like.
That's
good.
an illusion.
Yeah. So. But I mean, with your background, you got to be sitting there saying everything's fine.
Everything is fine. So I wanted to say so badly that your village looked like my background.
Yeah, that would have been better for me.
Lontra Durinai.
Lontra!
Okay, so no joke. The very first game of our last campaign, my parents got murdered right in front of me.
And in the very first game of this campaign, your parents get murdered in front of you again. Oh, you want to be Batman, huh? Oh, you think you're a Robin Hood character? His parents don't have to die? You don't know when you're Robin Hood.
The whole like.
Robin Hood's parents are dead, and so are Batman's. That's the whole of those kind
I didn't want to give myself the stereotypical "my parents are dead" backstory, and then it just is handed to me every time.
I have a burning
You
question.
want to be a hero, your parents will never make it.
My burning question here.
Mm-hmm.
Since you took the time to name all of your family, I have to hear their names.
All right, we heard two of them.
That is important.
In memoriam.
Before we get started, yeah, in memoriam.
Tombstones.
I'll tell you relation and name because I came up with a lot. We had Arnon, my uncle, Garrett, my nephew, Jal, my brother, Rakia, my sister, and Apora, the one who survived, the family friend.
So after all this happens, we're gonna have some funerals. I feel like no
Yeah.
matter what happens, there's gonna be funerals following. You guys have that to look forward to.
I was gonna ask about. Well, yeah. Now
They do things where like you return your body to the earth, kind of a thing. Yeah.
I'm curious about Kitsune burial rites now.
Funerals, one of those things. Yeah.
Very common in your society. Yeah.
We're gonna have a big pile.
You guys aren't big on trying to preserve yourselves or be immortal.
From dust you have become.
Dust you return.
Or whatever the saying. Yeah. Whatever.
The body.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
The body is just a vessel.
Yeah. So yeah. Kitsunes, man.
Oh. Okay.
They're a weird bunch.
Ghost people.
Yeah, the nature.
Hey.
Oh, so we jump back in. We should jump back in. We've rambled long enough.
Yep.
All right, back to the real game. So yeah, you guys are breaking out. Saris, you're on the other side of the egg, so you don't see them right away. But now people are exiting the egg. They're gonna witness the atrocity they've committed. Well, not them necessarily. That wasn't their fault. But it's kind of like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. Like the house fell from the sky. They were in the house.
And it fell on your family.
It's your house, man. It's your house.
So, kind of depending on your feelings, you can blame whoever you want. This thing killed your family and kin, and now these three people are emerging from it, which they do. So all three of you, I'll give you. You guys have a turn before Sarah says another turn.
Okay.
You guys all emerge from the egg. You can say whatever you want to do at this point, looking around, etc. So we'll start with Malethus. You're first in the circuit.
What is going on here? Did we do this? What's...
You didn't do it, but the thing you were inside of definitely smashed bodies. You can be aware of that. Yeah, I get that. I get you as a character.
I'm just gonna fall. Yeah, I'm just gonna fall to my knees.
Around outside, you will see there's dead bodies, and you know you didn't personally cause it, but the thing you were inside of definitely killed people upon landing.
I'm just gonna fall to my knees and just press my hands into the earth and just start weeping for my family that I just lost and all the death and just that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So, because that's pretty much the last thing you remember is losing your tribe, and then all of a sudden you wake up and you're responsible for the murder of a different tribe. Very emotional, I'm sure.
That's rough. That's
you're going
rough.
through a range of emotions. You don't want to be the guy that you're mad at. You know what I mean? Like, you're mad at people for killing your tribe, and now you've showed up here and killed this tribe, and yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of conflicting emotions going on there for you, Malethus. Kep, you're next in my rotation. What do you think, Kep, as you emerge from the egg?
I already almost threw up. And considered going back into the egg, but I look around and I'm very saddened by what I see, and I try to offer any help wherever I can.
You'll see some fox humanoids, like people with
human body, so taller than you, but not much. But like fox fur and fox faces, crawling out of the debris, badly injured, badly burnt, hurt.
Can I like try to bandage up some? Or...
Roll me a heal check to save any of them as you see this going on. One heal check, and we'll see if you can at least save one of them.
19.
I'll say 19 is good enough that you can save at least one. So you're able to bandage up one. They're going to be injured, of course. Maybe you've lost a limb. They're not going to be a whole self, but you've been able to save them. You can come out of the egg and like do your best with your gnome knowledge to bandage them up.
Okay.
That's something. Valvin. You'll see all this going on outside the hole that's been created.
Yeah, so when I exit the egg, it's not like a direct exit. It's like I come out and go straight to the right and like stay close to the wall of the egg on the outside.
Okay, so you're back against the egg. You're like leaning close to it.
Yes, and I'm very composed on the outside, but on the inside, I'm just taking it all in and still wondering where my brothers are.
Yeah, you've lost your whole... I mean, rat folk are pretty communal. They don't necessarily travel very far from their homes. You weren't looking for adventure, and all of a sudden you found one. And you've lost your family, you don't know where they are, you're very confused, for sure. Disoriented. You see no sign of your family here. You seem to be in a land unfamiliar to you. The temperature even, like you're from a place farther north. Where you are now, obviously, is a more moderate climate and stuff like that. So you feel very disoriented.
And I'm just being real cautious,
Well, yeah. Classic rat phase. You're not gonna.
Again, the outside, I'm very calm and collected and composed, but on the inside, I'm just really like, whoa.
Do you want to exit the egg, or do you want to like hang out sort of inside and like look at? I mean, how?
I exit, but it's like a slink out and then like.
You're very cautious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I'll allow it. You very cautiously exit the egg.
And I see fur, so I immediately like kind of try to focus my eyes a little to see what if there's any rat folk or anything.
Yeah, you'll focus on the fur and realize that while they're very similar to you, like a human animal type of creature, it's not rat folk. It's something else. Not human, at least, if depending if you just hate humans or not. It depends on you as a character. But it's a creature, humanoid, not rat-like, but fox-like. So maybe you might find some sort of connection with this group.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it being like non-human, like if nothing else, you might connect with them.
Yeah, although I don't know them, I somewhat am warning them.
Yeah, and I think with your knowledge of the roll me knowledge history, but I feel like you probably know enough to know about them.
Yeah.
If you roll above 10, you'll be good.
8.
Oh. So maybe not. Maybe you're very isolated. You've never seen creatures like these. Because you rolled less than a 10, I can't tell you a whole lot.
Yeah, there's not a lot of...
They're not rat folk, but maybe you just know enough to know they're not human, and in your world that might be enough to know that you can assume they're not treated as well as humans. Based on where you come from.
I was near a big city, so they don't tend to come around there, I don't think.
Yeah, and in your experience, rat folk aren't treated very nicely, and you could probably assume these people aren't also, because they're not full human. They're not,
And humans suck.
Humans do suck, but they get very good treatment in cities, so... Yeah. It doesn't suck to be a human. This humans suck for being human.
That human privilege.
Yeah, it's human privilege for sure.
Humans
have human privilege. After Valvin comes Saris. Saris, you're on the other side of this egg structure, but you'll have heard the crash on the other side, and you'll have, you're not. It's not so big that you can't hear what's going on the other side.
Yeah, I imagine that
there's. But you've heard the noise.
Yeah, I was imagining there's a commotion on the other side of the egg now.
Yeah.
Just a question.
You just dragged a body out of the wreckage. You just saved one of your friends, but you hear something on the other side.
Can I do a retroactive sense motive on this angel?
Oh, for sure. You can think back to your encounter and see if it was good or bad.
Like,
Could have been a demon.
what the fuck, guy?
It's not a bad thing.
Natural 1.
Ooh.
Killing
You've
it
never
tonight.
seen.
That's
You've
what,
never
3
encountered
ones?
an angel. Like you've gone back and forth between your village and the city before multiple times. This is your first time ever encountering an angel. Like you've heard that they exist. This is your first time ever experiencing one. And it was covered in eyeballs, and like it was way creepier than you ever thought an angel would be. It definitely wasn't what you were expecting from an angel.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
now I'm kind of thinking that thing, it might have been a demon.
You have no idea. Yeah, it could have been.
My
You have
whole
no-
family's.
You have no base that on.
All right. Okay. Well, while I'm kind of thinking about like, what the fuck was this angel's
It did result
intentions?
in
Like,
the death of your tribe, or like the death of half your tribe. So I can see
Yeah.
why you would not attribute that to a good god. You might attribute it to an evil god. It's very easy to assume why you might do that.
oh yeah, I'm second guessing everything this thing has told me. Well, which wasn't much, but.
So while you're waiting for 3 guests or 3 visitors, they may or may not be good. You know, you might assume they're bad because of what's happened.
They were okay, and again, as I'm gonna make my way around the egg, toward the commotion, and I'm reasoning that I was
Thinking about
told.
this as you go around.
Yeah, I was told to welcome them into my kin. I was told that there are forces out there that are contributing toward evil, and it definitely seemed like that entity was opposed to it. But sort of things that are going through my head as I round the corner and I take a look around at what's happening.
Perception check.
Yeah. Come on. Ooh, that's a natural 20.
Well, with a natural 20, I can't say you don't see anything you want to see.
You see everything.
With a natural 20, what would you like to see? I mean, if you want to, you can see all of these people. With a natural 20, you can see whatever you want. So tell me what you want to see right now, and you're going to see it.
I mean, around the corner.
I can't argue with the 20.
Around the corner, all of my kin are. I mean, they've all got to be looking at these 3 strangers that are coming out. So I'm gonna take a look at them.
Yeah, the ones that didn't die.
And I mean, there's gonna be.
I will say, for as far as your village is concerned.
Yeah.
No one
yeah.
besides Kitsune has been in your village for over 100 years. You guys don't allow outsiders in, like outside of fox people, which was what you are, Kitsune. People that aren't that don't come into your village ever.
And I definitely see them, right?
You guys have made it so that doesn't happen. So
I definitely see
very
them.
Rare to have someone non-Kitsune in your village.
I obviously I see them, right, as I'm coming around the corner.
Oh yeah, with the natural 20, you see whatever the fuck you want to see.
And what were you 3 doing? I know Kep was.
You tell me what you want to see. You see what
Kep was. Kep was.
What their shoes look like if you want. I don't care.
Kep was trying to help, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, like help the people that are
healing
hurt.
someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kev was definitely trying to help someone that's hurt.
And what were the other 2 doing? And my bad. I just wanted to kind of put myself in the scene, I suppose.
Neither one of them were helping the injured. Both of them were like in the. They both came out of this room. Neither one of them helpful, but they're not hurting anyone either. They're just like kind of existing in the space. I think is what I've come to.
Yeah, I was on my hands and knees weeping openly.
Okay,
Yeah,
I mean, he
you're
definitely
like
looks.
shock
Oh, there's remorse.
Nice caveat. Nice to point out you're upset.
Yeah, there's obvious remorse there. So like, you're not just standing there like laughing at everybody.
Yeah, it's obvious they didn't steer this thing at this point. Like they didn't mean for this to happen. I think it's pretty obvious.
Okay.
This wasn't malicious.
Right. Okay, so I can gather that from coming around the corner. That's essentially what I was trying to gauge. Like, what's the intentions of these people that have just popped out of this egg?
Yeah.
We've got one helping.
They didn't drive a house into a town.
We've got one sobbing uncontrollably. I don't think this was on purpose.
No, it doesn't seem that way.
Even
the ones that don't seem like emotionally affected don't seem to have been trying to do this.
Right. How are my Kitsune kin reacting to them? The ones that are left.
As you would expect them to respond to outsiders. In your village, outsiders are not welcome. So obviously the ones that did survive are very shocked to see anyone that's not Kitsune here. Very upset about it. Probably aren't going to be very welcoming.
But also the Den Mother's dead, so there's no one to like really direct how the group should feel. You know what I mean? Like if someone was to take charge and say these people are cool, they might change their mind. But as of right now, these people came out of the sky, murdered your family, etc. Like the feelings aren't warm currently.
Right. It feels like a nasty wind could blow through and things could turn.
They could go one way or the other.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well,
either someone comes through and smooths us over, or someone says these people are responsible for murdering them, and then your whole town like comes upon them and does like reverse murder. They're gonna murder you instead, type of thing.
Picking up on what I picked up on and being able to kind of infer that picking up on social cues that these people are just as distraught as my kin.
They didn't seem to do this on purpose.
Yeah. I'm going to approach Malethist first because he seems to be the most torn up about all of this.
And the tallest, I think. No, wait, no, you're the tallest. But he's the second
I'm the tallest, yeah.
But yeah, out of the new group, he's the tallest. So why not? Yeah.
Also, have I ever met or seen an Oread before?
You have not. Oreads are very rare.
Okay.
You've never encountered one at all.
Well, you know what?
Roll history, but I unless you roll a natural 20 history, I doubt you've ever encountered one.
I'm gonna roll one just in case because I like to roll dice. Nope. Not a 9.
Clank.
Yeah. You never encountered one.
That's what I'm here for. I'm gonna approach Malethist. And I'm gonna place my hand on his shoulder. And I'm gonna try to reassure him. I'm gonna say it's okay, brother. Pick yourself up. I know that you weren't responsible.
If anyone should be upset, it should be you, right? So.
Yeah. And I was told of your coming.
I've lost everything today. I don't know. I just don't know. My whole family.
Look around.
You're not the only one that's lost a family today.
This is my family.
So you guys are connected by the loss of family immediately.
Right?
I'm gonna stand up and just kind of shake it off and just like gather myself up and just kind of take in who I see in front of me. Just kind of gauge them.
Roll a perception check on this Kitsune ally you've just met.
It's 24.
That's a very good perception. So with that, there, Saris, you can pretty much describe yourself as much detail as you want with the 24.
Okay.
Malthus sees you for who you are and what you're carrying. So any physical description you want to give would be adequate.
Body language.
Yeah. Anything you want to give away right now will be fine.
Before you see a fox-like humanoid, slightly taller than yourself. I don't know your exact height, but I'm taller than all of you, so that's just what it is.
Not bad. For Malthus is probably the closest to your height.
Mm-hmm.
You're close to 5 foot. He's close to like 4 foot, 4.5, if I remember correctly. So.
Oh yeah, I'm 5'6", so I got a full foot on you, buddy.
Yeah, he's shorter than you, but he's like also like a stocky, not dwarf-like, but because of his build, because of his rockiness, is before a 4 foot guy. He seems more aged than you, more wise. He's got that old man wiry strength for a 4 foot something guy.
So you kind of take your look around, and you notice that most of the folk around here have kind of brown, orange, auburn fur, but the one that stands in front of you has very light gray fur, piercing blue eyes. And two features that stand out to you are his kind of bushy eyebrows and his little chin beard.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. He's wearing leather clothing, leather armor, and a long cloak with a blue interior and I think like a green exterior. Now I like brown again. But that's it. I mean, he's got a few weapons on him, kind of snuck away, hidden away as much as he can. Rapier on his hip. And he genuinely seems to be welcome but wary of you. So,
which would be it's understandable considering the circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, I was told that I would be visited by 3 people, but you know, you also killed half my entire family, so.
Yeah. Complicated meeting circumstances.
Usually this would mean war.
and 3 people will emerge from the egg sooner or later. So outside of Malthus, Kep, and Valvin will eventually emerge, I'm sure.
So I'm gonna
That's how you guys would like to, but you can now meet. The initiative's disrupted, so just meet however you would like to meet.
I don't know if Malthus has stood up yet, but I would like to offer him a hand.
Yes,
okay.
I have stood.
All right. I'm gonna. Oh my God, this is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna. I guess I'm gonna. I don't. I'm gonna turn and address the crowd.
The survivors of your village?
Yeah. Before this gets nasty.
Yeah, leadership's tricky here. I mean, usually they like female leaders, but you can take charge right now until a new den mothers are, appointed.
I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
You're
not interested in it.
You're an authority figure.
I'm not interested in any power. I just want to make sure that this doesn't turn into like a,
You want to make sure no one murders the people that like crash this egg in your
exactly, because one wrong word and it's pitchforks and torches time.
Yeah, it definitely could be. Diplomacy would be enough,
Okay.
to convince everyone it wasn't their fault.
Yeah, I would like to turn and address the crowd and be like, listen, I know this is a tragedy, and I guess we'll sort through it in a minute and see exactly how we've been affected. But I was visited by something, a deity, an entity of some sort earlier this evening, and I was told of a coming of some sort. Three strangers, and I feel like they might be them. Ooh, nice.
Very reasonable assumption.
Diplomacy is a 24.
You're very diplomatic. You're well known throughout the tribe, the kin. They of course need to replace the Den Mother because Den Mother's dead to make any official decisions. They seem willing to forgive, but they want some recompense for the damages done.
Huh.
So if the 3 people emerging from the egg can make up for what happened, that would be helpful, monetarily or otherwise.
I do find that a fair deal.
People have died. Family
People have
members.
died.
I'm willing to help rebuild.
Things have been
I immediately
destroyed.
stand up when I say I'll help rebuild whatever was destroyed.
So,
I volunteer
you
my
have any
labor.
kind of craft skills or otherwise to help with, or
I'm very crafty. I can
you
mend.
can offer your crafts as a payment. That's fair.
Yeah.
Malthus and Balvin, do you have anything to offer to, make recompense for what happened?
I just want to say my condolences. I'm sorry to hear the tragedy that's fallen on you.
So you got a my B. That's it.
No. I wanted to at least let you know that I'm sincerely very sorry. But
My bad, dog.
I can offer a few things.
So I like to hear. And so did the Kitsune. They like offerings.
I'm good
Their
at collecting.
family's gonna die. They want something back for it. So
I'm great at collecting information. And
Okay.
I also am a little crafty with potions.
maybe you can make some sort of recompense with potion wise.
Okay, yeah.
Make up for some deaths with paying it forward. If you make some potions for the village, they might let you make amends for what you've done.
If the right, equipment, so to speak, or materials are handy.
They seem pretty nature oriented, so if you need any sort of natural ingredients, they seem to be the kind of people that can get them. If you're willing to pay off a debt to them, they can help you out.
I have newt. Yep.
Yeah.
Malthus, you know, you guys are obviously responsible for a lot of death. Do you have anything to say about this whole situation?
I'm gonna look to the crowd, or the people gathered in front of me, and just ask them, how many have died today?
Oh man, they only made a count yet. But I feel like half of the tribe is like 25, 30-ish. Is that correct, Saris?
That sounds about right to me. If someone else, maybe somebody else comes from the crowd and delivers that news. I haven't made an assessment yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Without any count, no one's made a body count yet, but it seems like at least 25-ish people have died. Children, young women.
I'm gonna walk to the a nearby body that I see. I'm gonna kneel down in front of it, cross the arms over the chest, and place a gold piece on the forehead.
Respectful.
And then just start doing that, like going around the egg and doing that.
Would you like to give up 25 GP to get proper burial of 25 people?
I would like to do that, yes.
Very respectful. I don't know what the burial religions and traditions are of this tribe. I'm sure Saris knows more than I do.
I feel like that would be appropriate.
No matter what the traditions are, I feel that feels respectful.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Even if it's not what you would normally do, it feels kind.
I'll take that as a respectful gesture, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
Well, that seems like a good introduction.
Everybody around there.
I've already got I had a good feeling about this guy, and I think that confirmed
And
it.
now he's like laying gold coins around.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's
something.
That's respect.
Get gold coins.
Roll me percentage die, Malthus, to see what kind of gold coins you have, just out of curiosity.
A what?
Percentage die, it's either a D10 or if you have a D100, you can roll a D100 and a D10. But either one's fine for this. If you have a D10, D10's also just fine.
Rolled an 8 on a D10.
Yeah. So about 80%. So you've lived up north your whole life. You don't have all. I mean, how much gold do you have? You probably don't have a whole lot of gold, I assume.
After expenditures, I had like, I want to say I had 100 gold left.
So you've been stockpiling some gold throughout your life.
Yeah, I rolled
For
like
a northerner,
shit,
for a far norther, like gold doesn't have a whole lot of value in your tribe. So you're obviously just saving up for someone that collects stamps or like something like that. Yeah, you wouldn't have needed it unless you left home, but you have saved it and you have it, which is good. And because you rolled 80%, but 80% of your coinage has the markings of Cranigris, which means most of your coins on one side is a skull, and the other side is a naked lady. And then about 20% of your coinage is White Castle coinage, which has a bird, hawk, right?
Is it meant to be
Genevieve?
Oh my God, she's on a coin?
Yeah.
Oh.
So a hawk?
Yeah, she's a peregrine hawk.
Yeah. So on one side is a peregrine hawk, on the other side is like a branch with leaves on it. So most of your coins are Cranigis coins, which have the skull and naked lady. A small amount are the other, but they're all made of gold, all the same worth. But from your trade, a majority are Cranigis coins. I don't remember why I brought this up, but that's what's happening with your money situation.
Particular coins.
Yeah, those are kind of particular coins you have.
For which ones you choose to
Because
lay on eyeballs?
you put them on eyeballs, so yeah, you can decide however you want to put them on eyeballs. The majority of your coins are the ones with naked ladies on them, so you probably put a bunch of naked lady coins on eyeballs, is what I'm getting to, I guess.
Why are you scowling?
Can I put them skull up so it's not?
You can put them skull up.
lady?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's very fine. Depending how you want to.
Okay.
That's very fair. That's probably like the more respectful side. You probably feel like you're paying their ferry in the afterlife, depending on what kind of
The sticks.
I mean, but also you are not very religious. If I remember correctly, you, Malethist, because you were raised in a group of humans that were like scientists and explorers, there weren't a whole lot of people in your tribe that believed in gods. So you probably don't have a god yourself. You're probably just doing this out of just like social nicety.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not doing this you're not doing this out of a religious reason. You're just doing it out of like politeness.
Exactly.
Yeah. You just don't want to be a dickhead coming out of this egg and being like, we murdered these people. Like, you're trying to make this look as nice as possible.
There's been enough death today. I have to do something.
Yeah, you at least want to like make amends. This is your way of like paying the toll for the death you've caused, kind of a thing. But yeah, after that, you guys are all in this tree village with tree houses and little dens and stuff. And while it's full of murder and massacre and blood and death, you guys, after this display, at least by this one person who's been approached by an angel, seem to be received warmly after what's happened. After the fact you've
All
obviously,
things considered.
yeah, all things considered.
Not bad.
At least Saris, if no one else, you might get some dirty looks from the crowd in general, but Saris seems to be welcoming you. In a nice way. He can take you back to his house if he wants.
I will. Once we've kind of, done what we can to sort of manage what happened.
You guys each want to roll a heal check to try and just like help out around,
Yeah.
survivors.
I'm still trying to heal everybody.
Regen, give us a heal check.
I would give some heal checks for everyone.
I got 19.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a very good one. I'll let that heal somebody. That's one person healed.
I got a 13.
By Kep. 13. One
Some-
person, but not very well. Your person's not healed as well as Kep's, but bandaged.
Regen rolled a 4.
Oh, 4 is not helpful at all. So you were there, but it didn't do any good. It's still lovely that you were there.
Felt the energy. You
Yeah.
tried.
No one's upset about a high 5. A high
It's
4.
all about
We'll take a high 4. Anybody else do above a 10?
Yes, I did. I rolled 17.
Oh yeah, you can heal a person too.
I got a 15.
Oh yeah, you can.
Nice.
So among the group of you, you bandage up people. Like no one's doing really well. They've obviously all been like smashed and burnt and crushed.
What do you do for that? There's no balm for that.
It's not beautiful. You do the best you can. The people that did survive, that didn't die, you guys helped as best you could. And we'll say among all of you, you did what you could. And then you're welcome back to Saris's little house there. It's a tiny little tree house. It's not very big.
A lot of vacancies now, though.
It's enough.
There are vacancies. Yeah, it's big enough for sure. There's room for 5 people in the treehouse as far as rooms, accommodations. Everything there is made of wood. There's like a wooden storage chest, a wooden bed. There's nothing very fancy. But you guys are welcome here now from this new ally who seems to be, for some reason, heavily otherwise, tolerating you guys being here. So you guys can retire into Saris's chamber and rap about what's going on. I'm going to take a 45-second break while you guys talk to each other about your lives and stuff back at Saris's house.
I would like a drink before we talk about this, so I'm going to run off real fast and whip myself up a whiskey and Coke. I'll be right back.
Say that again?
I'm going to whip myself up a drink.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I'm going to do the same thing.
I got a buzz going on over here.
Nice. I don't have one yet.
Well, you are only drinking Kahlua, right?
Yeah. My tummy's been sensitive.
Womp womp.
No, it sucks.
Everything's fine.
Right? I love that background.
I saw it. I was like, yep.
It's hilarious. I like Mike's too. I can't drink Kahlua by itself. I'm drinking Kahlua and cashew milk.
Cashew!
But it will knock off Kahlua. Get me a shot or something else to pour in there.
Do it!
I'll be right back. IBRB too.
Oh, everybody's stuck with me.
Entertain them!
my sincere apologies weren't very sincere sounding, I guess.
I think your apology was just fine.
It was written off. It was written off like it wasn't.
Well, maybe that's a more personal thing that you and I will have to discuss. You don't do well in front of crowds.
All right, I'm back.
I'm back as well.
I just switched to water because Liz said.
Well, you know, Liz is real smart. And
She
she's
is.
doing...
That's why. That's
And
wise.
and she's doing great.
If I drink more, I'm gonna be way too nice of a DM. So this is.
That's first. I mean, it's
my
first
benefit,
episode.
not yours.
Yeah, listen to Liz is the advice I'll give you.
That's always good advice.
Yeah.
That's really nice. He killed a whole family. A whole
You guys
village.
regroup in Ceres's treehouse. So you guys
Yeah,
are,
he's so nice.
you guys
Yeah,
are-
he killed a whole village.
fucking Ewok treehouse now.
All right, so
Tree.
I'm gonna scoop
That's
up.
right on a good day.
I'm gonna scoop up a Pora. I'm gonna show our friends, or friends, whatever, visitors, up to the treehouse. I'm gonna put a Pora to bed. You know, double check the bandages and whatnot. I'm fairly certain that this person would be unconscious.
Oh
So-
yeah, but you're making sure this is getting infected. You're just doing you're doing your due diligence as
Yeah.
a natural healer.
I've shown them to like a sort of a common room, common area within the tree houses. I come back with that gallon of mead underneath my arm.
Well, who can turn that down? So
And
your new ally shows up with the drinking supplies.
I throw the, I guess, like the little keg, like probably like a little pony keg or whatever, you know, up on a counter. I go ahead and tap it, grab a few cups,
I mean, it's your home, so yeah, you've got cups
Yeah,
here. And stuff.
yeah.
You live here, so
grab
no
a few
problem.
cups,
Wooden
pour a big old tall mug of mead for everybody, and distribute the drinks.
That's a religious for you. That's fellowship.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So for whatever your next roll is going to be with this group, you get a +1. If you're trying to pull anything off, you get a +1 on your roll for religious reasons.
Cool.
For sharing alcohol, everyone, if you want to take a cup of alcohol and sip from it, it seems to be safe. It's just alcohol.
I take it and I'm like, you got any candy?
I'd say have a taste. That might be sweet enough for you.
I taste it. Is it sweet?
It's mead. It's supposed to be sweet.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's honey.
Like
It's honey wine.
it's honey. Yeah, like honey flavor. It's not
not
syrup-
bad. Not
It's
bad.
not syrup, but it's alcoholic, so you'll probably still enjoy it.
Not bad.
I take the cup, although I don't like to drink because I don't like to fog my mind. But out of respect, you know, I didn't want to, you know, I guess offend the host. I take it and I sip on it, especially because of what's
Smug
happened.
cup.
Yeah.
What is your Constitution modifier?
Let's see. It is a 0.
Oh, well then no wonder you feel that way, because one cup will get you sort of buzzed.
Yes. I'm not saying
you're-
I'm drinking
you're
the
a
whole cup. I'm just like going to sip on it like
Yeah.
I'm drinking it, but I might not finish it.
Yeah, I get that, but even you know, it doesn't take much to get you drunk because you have a low con. So you're gonna feel it no matter how much you drink. You're alone in this guy's hut. You're not drinking very much. You're not drunk, but you're a little buzzed. Mouth is. What's your con? How are you feeling about this whole situation?
My con modifier is 2.
Oh, you can.
Well,
That means you can at least have 2 drinks before you even feel anything. So you're
Yeah,
probably.
I'm just gonna drink deeply. I'm trying to take the edge off of everything and just take in my supplements.
Yeah,
And-
and as far as any societies are concerned, if someone's sharing a drink with you, you could probably assume they're friendly. So at this point, it's okay to assume Ceres is not an enemy. You guys like murdered his whole village, and he's giving you guys alcohol.
You
so.
keep trying to say we murdered
Or
them.
murdered half of his village.
I'm
He's just
sure.
drunk, so you can assume he's not mad
That
at
was
you.
all you said.
I'm sure I'm sure certain people in my village probably blame you.
Oh,
I
definitely.
know.
Especially because in your village, outsiders aren't very welcome. So the fact that there's like a gnome, a
Fake
rock
news.
person, and a rat folk in your village right now is definitely frowned upon. So, they're definitely unwelcome here for sure. But no one blames them wholeheartedly. There might be some people that just like any, they're semi-responsible. Some people in your village might
dirty
blame
looks.
you. You don't
Dirty
know.
looks. You're definitely gonna get them.
Yeah, but for now they're safe in your house and you're getting them drunk. So that's where you guys are.
Yeah, this is kind of my.
So,
I'm gonna. This is an internal thing. This is kind of my respect for the dead sort of ritual. We're all gonna drink together. You guys, this is not. I'm
We're
just.
not your
I'm
homies.
looking. I'm just fucking watching you and making sure you drink. But for me, this is a very religious experience. We have drinks for the dead.
So I assume everyone at least takes a sip of their drink and is respectful. Is there anyone that doesn't drink, I guess is the question.
That's what I'm looking for. Does anybody not drink?
I chug it.
Good. All right. It sounds like everybody else drank. Okay.
You're cool.
So I let my guard down a little bit. There was a little apprehension there, waiting to see, but everybody drank.
Yeah, but then they participate in your faith, as it were, because you're
My
of
little-
the drink faith.
My small ritual that I have with myself.
Yeah, they seem at least socially normal. And when it comes to drinking and mourning, and they at least meet the requirements. They don't seem evil. Like, it didn't seem malicious.
Yeah.
They seem, respectful of the situation and mournful of what they did or what happened, if it wasn't their fault.
And
Especially
after
she was crying, so they obviously at least remorse is present.
after a long drink, I'm gonna set my cup down on the table. And I'm gonna kind of look at him. Who are you people? You've come into my village with just such destruction. I don't blame you. But why are you here? What brought you here?
I'm gonna start with, did I overhear you say that you knew we were coming?
I mean, I earlier this evening, when I was coming back home, back here, from a city nearby, I was visited by a deity of some sort. That's the only way I can explain it. It was a creature. A creature made of a strange creature. It was a creature made entirely of eyeballs, with wings protruding from basically every nook and cranny of its body. And it told me that I would be visited by three strangers tonight. And look here, 1, 2, 3.
You
Three
can
strangers.
Can I see if I remember anything about any stories about a deity with a bunch of eyeballs?
Knowledge history or knowledge planes or knowledge arcana, whichever one you have the best of. History arcana, religion would also work.
Damn it.
A lot of
I
things
got
that work for that for different reasons.
11.
11 what?
Just an 11.
But what skill?
Oh. Let's do knowledge arcana.
Okay. Obviously, you don't know much about this creature, but you know it's unnatural. There's no, you're from the Feywild, so you would know any creature that was from the natural world here on Terra Firma, here on Exactus Prima. You would know if there was a natural creature, and you would also know if there was something from the Feywild. And to you, this seems like something even wilder than that. It seems like an unnatural creature, and it's not an animal, obviously. Something covered in eyeballs with wings. That's a horrible. What would that? That would serve. That would be a horrible predator and horrible prey. Like in the natural world, that would make sense. So, yeah, he saw a weird thing from somewhere else that you couldn't explain.
I finished my mug or my beer, my mead, and I slim it back down and I let out a belch and I'm like, that's some wild shit.
Sounds like it would make a good story for your journal or your haikus and such.
Right.
Creature made of eyeballs with wings.
I try not to be too excited looking about it.
You could, writing that down might be good for something later.
My name's Kep. I don't know how I got in that egg. I just remember I was I left my homeland on a ship. Ship crashed onto the shore, and all I saw were their people, and I gestured towards Balvin. I saw a bunch of rat folk running towards the ship, and then next thing I knew, all of us were walking towards some place, and then I blacked out, and we were in the egg.
It sounds as if all of us have all been fogged. Like we all kind of don't know how we got here.
What are your stories? I'm looking at Malithist and Balvin. How did you get in the egg?
I don't recall.
What do you remember
Seems like
before?
Something put us here.
I was at my house, and now I'm here, and I'm without my brothers, who I've never been away
this
from.
point, Kev has introduced themselves. Would you like to also introduce yourself now that you're in this guy's house? He's trying to treat you well. Let's give him a name, I think. If nothing else, here's my name, here's what I remember. Would be helpful.
My name's Balvin. And again, I recall being at my house, and then all of a sudden, we were in some sort of object. We didn't know what it was until we got out of it.
Very confusing.
My name is Malithist. I come from the far north, and my entire village was slaughtered. And I was chasing after a ship, and after losing sight of it, the next thing I know, I came to in this egg-shaped object, and these two were with me.
I thought I recognized sadness in your eyes as well.
Oh.
Well, my name is Saris. This is my home. Many, as you notice, many of my family have been wiped out now. But I will. The being did tell me a little bit more about what might be in store for us. They told me that you three were to join me on some sort of quest, some sort of objective, I suppose.
Do you know anything about this quest?
Nope.
Classic angels.
I really don't.
Angels never tell you jack shit. If you know anything about angels, they're very cryptic.
However, there did seem to be some sort of force working against me, and I'll have to say that I take this thing at its word, because an hour or so after it visited me, you three crashed into the center of town. So there has to be something to what it's saying.
Definitely a force working against you in some way. To have murdered most of your kin.
And I have to say that if there's, from the message, that if there's a force working against me, then there's probably a force working against all of you as well.
The force working against me is man, not God.
Ooh.
I saw
these
men. I saw what happened when these men came to my village. And that's what I was following, not some angel.
So Malithus' enemy is human men.
I'm sorry for all of your loss, both of you. And I'm sorry that your brothers are lost too. Well, that we don't know where they are, at least.
I would say, Kep, you might have a similar feeling towards elves or drow, because they've also persecuted your family. So you might have a similar kind of animus towards a race for, various similar reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And Balvin also, just because you're a rat folk, you get treated like shit by most races. So you might, all of you guys are not necessarily the most prized.
We're not the popular kids.
Racism, yeah. Racism is very prevalent in this world, and none of you are the most powerful race in this world. So you all have faced oppression in some way, where you're from, and now connecting in this village full of death. Some locals will blame you for. So if you stick around for a very long in this village, you'll have to deal with the locals that don't like you, and otherwise. So it's kind of up to you guys if you want to stick around here or leave, but you do have a tree house here to stay in, and all your belongings and such. It seems like Saris is willing to take you in, and you can fill the space left by his dead family members, which is all except one, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
At least close family. Everyone in Kitsune Village is family, like in the greater scheme, in the greater version of the word. We're all kind of related, kind of a thing.
We're very community driven.
Yeah, but his close family, his most near relatives, almost all except one have been smashed. So, you guys can now move into this treehouse, take up their beds, take up their space.
I show you around. Like
weird.
you could take this room, you could take this room. As long as
I feel awkward.
As long as you're with me, you could. It's. We'll figure out. It's too late to worry about.
Yeah.
All of that. We'll figure out the details later.
Because a lot of locals will look at you. You can tell that only outside of you guys, there's no one in this village that's not Kitsune. So you can tell you're unwelcome. You're here. While Kitsune are a minority in the outside world, here in this village, you're the minority. You're in their territory now. So you guys are the outsiders here, and you're not very welcome because you're responsible for murder and just because you're just not Kitsune. So outside of Saris, you're not going to get a lot of friendly welcoming or kind gestures or good looks. But here, inside his treehouse, he seems to be willing to take care of you and keep you safe. There's food and resources here for you guys to survive on for the time being until you make a plan of what to do next. So, would you guys like to make a base here and we call it for the evening? It's almost midnight-ish.
It is almost midnight. I think that's probably a good place to call it.
Always a good place to call it.
Yeah.
And that'll give us time to do my favorite thing as a DM, which is make you guys responsible for something. So you guys will hang out in Saris's treehouse area. At the end of every game, I like to do a hero point, anti-hero point, which are points that we can use in other games. You can't use in this game, of course. You don't have it yet. But next game, if you win the hero point, you can use it. If you win the anti-hero point, you can use it. Or you can save them up. The most you can have is 5. If you have 5 hero points, you can't get any more. If you have 5 anti-hero points, you get any more. So try to use them if you get them. But here at the end of the game, we'll just vote. And what happens is a hero point belongs to someone that you think did something tonight that was heroic, like Indiana Jones or Han Solo. That is something like really cool that's, that you guys all admire, that was helpful, that was heroic. Did anyone tonight do something heroic? For hero point, you cannot nominate yourself, but you can nominate anybody else in the group that you think did something that was super cool, that was just helpful, friendly, good. Does anyone have any nominations for that?
I nominate Tafe.
Yeah.
I did. I opened it up to the chat, by the way, because you can do polls on Twitch. So whoever's out there, weigh in.
I think the whole coin thing and the respect was pretty cool.
I agree, and I think Regen has also thrown the hat in the ring for Malithus as well. Yep. I got a vote. Somewhere out there voted for me, which is awesome. But
a big, heavy audience vote against Malithus. Malithus might get the hero point.
I don't think so. I did give us a good little bit of time. However, even without that, it's like everybody.
Yeah, and he did the most work on the egg.
He did the most work on the egg, and the 25 gold pieces to just pay.
It's a democracy. You guys' votes counts more because you guys were there for the caring about shit.
Yeah,
I respect the audience's vote. Don't get me wrong, but. If you guys all agree with the audience vote,
which I do,
we can make it official.
It would take a huge sway to put it to anybody else. So yeah, so let's go ahead and give it to Malithus.
Biden's victory is one of the kind of things. Like, yeah. All right. Well, that makes it Malithus. You get a hero point. So this is our first game. I'll kind of explain what that means. Hero point, you can, like I said, you can have more than 5. Hero point, you just make it somewhere on your sheet, make a mark for it. When you use your hero point, if you roll something and you roll bad and you want to re-roll it, you can use your hero point to re-roll +8. So say you roll a natural 1, or just say you just don't roll very good on something and you want to succeed, you can use the hero point, re-roll +8. That's great. You can also use the hero point to intercede in something going on with yourself or with someone else. If you want to do something heroic to change the outcome, just let me know. You can use your hero point. You can easily interject with the hero point. Like if even it's AJ's turn, Saris's turn, he's doing something and he fucks up, and you want to save him, you can say, I have a hero point. I want to use my hero point. I roll this +8 to try and stop that from happening. As long as you roll high enough with your hero point, you can be a hero, save the day. Then that hero point's gone. That's what hero points are for. It's basically a way to like rescue shit.
Anti-hero point?
That's what's next. Next is the anti-hero point, which is the next thing we'll vote on. Who tonight did the most evil thing? Who tonight in your group, even though you all are great, wonderful, good guy people, who tonight did the most dastardly, dirty thing? Like maybe no one did something really evil, but out of everyone in the group tonight, who did the most dastardly thing? Out of anyone, who was the most shady or did the most thing that was like selfish, or maybe no one tonight was a tricky one.
I'll throw it out to Balvin for the My Bad Dog.
I was thinking the same thing. I didn't want to bring it up, but I was thinking the same thing.
That's great. See, I love it. It pays off later, so you can do stuff like that, and then in the game you get rewarded.
I didn't say my bad.
Is it really that bad of a thing? No, no, you didn't. But I will say, it did come off that kind of
Yeah. But I mean, in game you probably don't want an anti-hero point. After game, it's totally fine to accept. Because just like the hero point, this is actually a boon for you. So even though everyone's calling you like an evil person, you should just accept it because you get a bonus for it.
Yeah.
So anti-hero point works just
I
like
almost voted for myself on that, but everybody went ahead and.
That's legit.
And I will say that hero point, you can't vote for yourself. Anti-hero point, you can nominate yourself. You can vote for yourself. You can anti-hero point doesn't matter. You can be selfish on that one. Anti-hero point works like hero point, except only one person gets into the game, just like hero point. Anti-hero point, you can make someone else take a -8. That could be me, the DM, or it could be another player. Doesn't really matter. But if you want someone else to fail, you can use your anti-hero point on them or on something you're doing, or usually you use it against someone else to make them take a -8. So say me as a DM, I want to hit you, and say I roll high enough to hit you. I roll, and you're like anti-hero point. Then I have to re-roll again -8. Then I might miss you. You can use it however you want, or just to undo situations and such like that. It's like with a hero point, except it has to be a negative thing. It can't be anything heroic. And
by the way, there was a poll that does not say me.
Oh yeah, the anti-hero. I won the poll with 1 vote, by the way, for the anti-hero point, which I believe was Regen, and their explanation is for me whipping the pot at the kids.
Which is a good one.
I'm okay with that decision too. Whoever got the most votes, either via audience or can you guys outvote the audience? I guess would be the only thing.
Yeah. Well, so we got 1 for me, and I think there's at least like 2 or 3 for Balvin.
So
I voted for Balvin.
There we go.
Yeah. I voted Balvin as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's it.
Just
right
by
there.
numbers game. Sorry, audience. I want to please the audience, but
No. I mean, we'll take their. Yeah. I mean, when it's 1 vote, like what can you really do?
We had 3 audience members voting against it that we could argue about it, but if it's just 1 and you guys outvote the audience, then
by a good margin. By a good margin.
Yeah, very thin margin. Alvin gets the anti-hero point. You can use that just like a hero point anytime in the game. You want to stop me from doing something or stop anybody else from doing something, you say, I use my anti-hero point. Hero points and anti-hero points are like the only way you can ever interrupt action. There's no other way in the game to stop something from happening while it's happening, but if you have hero point and anti-hero point, you can interrupt as long as you're willing to sacrifice yourself. Hero point, you can roll something +8 as long as you're willing to interject. Like if I'm attacking AJ and you have a hero point, you can do something to stop me. It might affect you
because you're rolling here. But you can do that with the hero point. Same thing with anti-hero. You can do the same thing. But with the anti-hero point, it won't usually affect you. It'll probably negatively affect someone else. That's the point of an anti-hero point. Like, you're doing something dastardly to change the outcome.
With the curly
So,
mustache.
You can use them both for great, powerful reasons. They just both kind of have different outcomes. Hero point to make something work better for you. Anti-hero point makes things work worse for someone else. That's kind of how that works. But you guys don't have them. Like I said, mark them on your sheet. Use them next game. If you get in a situation you want to get out of, you have either an anti-hero or hero point. Am I forgetting other kind of rewards? Do we have another kind of rewards?
No, I think that's about it. We do have to do our giveaway, but that's about it.
That's right. The gelatinous cube bags.
Yeah. All right. So
I want to know who wins that.
We gotta do that. So let's find out who wins our gelatinous cube D6 giveaway for the evening.
Drum roll.
Close the giveaway and pick the winner. Let's see.
I love randoms.
Novarest! Novarest, you win! Novarest might be asleep because by my calculations, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning for them. So, but that's okay.
Later.
We have a little bit of experience sending things overseas now. So you'll be getting this cube. I'm sure we could mail this with like a stamp or two and get it over there. Yeah, it's tiny.
Small mail.
So Novarest, you'll be receiving the first of 4 of the gelatinous cube D6s that we'll be giving away.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And we do this in 2 weeks. We do this again.
2 weeks. So on February 13th, we'll be back on the Constant Chronicle episode 2. Whatever it goes from there.
I did the Concron.
That was fun. Thank you.
Yeah,
I had a blast. This is great.
You guys have a treehouse to hang out in, so I look forward to seeing where you guys go from the treehouse.
But at what cost? Oh my god.
Yeah. I like a good first game where everyone murders everyone's families. And everyone's upset. Very sad first game from the start out from.
So much sadness.
I'm just saying.
There's nowhere to go but up. That's the
I'm
thing.
glad it's not my brothers.
They're just missing forever.
Yet.
I really try to like
what happened to them, so
create some non-dark character backgrounds for myself to buck from the trend, but every single fucking time plunged into darkness.
Horrible things happen. Yeah. There's no escaping tragedy in D&D. Tragedy follows you in D&D.
Episode 1. Your family is dead.
Thank you guys for living through this awful tragedy together. For a bad night. I feel like you guys survived it.
At least we did it together.
No, man. This was.
Can I give you guys experience points too? I feel like we didn't.
I'd love for that.
Battle, but I want to.
I'd love for that.
You guys are playing the slow level up mode, so I feel like
so slow.
We need
everybody, right?
We need every penny.
Right? Let's go ahead and do 200 experience points each, just for, to get you guys set up for the.
Just for being there.
Up, just making it. You guys smashed an egg. That's worth something, right? I feel like that's worth something.
What's up, Bilbo Fraggins? How you doing tonight? We literally just finished up.
Yeah, take that 200. That'll get you. Like I said, we're playing the slow mode, so it'll be a while for you guys to get anywhere anyway. So, take the 200 and enjoy it. We'll do it again in 2 weeks and make some more noise and do some more adventures. We'll get you guys out of the forest into some other realm.
Well, I mean, we got a badass pad to hang out in, for the time being.
You guys have a home. Like immediately started the game, you guys have a home base. That's if nothing else, that's something. Even with a smaller village of mostly dead people, you have a place to return to. Even if everyone hates your friend.
Too. They're all foxes.
I mean, we're all adorable.
They're super cute.
So adorable, so I'm super sad.
Puffy ass tails and stuff. Yeah, they're cute. That's the appropriate response.
Traumatizing.
Fox tails.
It's definitely not
crying into their tails.
It's not what I expected for the first game, but I will say that, like we were talking about earlier, it elicited emotions, and that's what we're after.
That's
so
all you wanted a story, Yeah. Everybody, you felt something, and that's. All
I felt the thing.
Which is hard at the beginning of the game when no one knows what's going on. You barely know your own characters at this point. So if you guys felt anything, I did a good job. If you guys regret doing murders, then that's good. That means you guys are already invested in the world. You already value these fake lives. So
the egg and the angel.
I don't blame any of you personally. No, not at all.
The angel. I blame the angel as well.
Eyeball Angel was pretty dope.
That angel and I are going to have fucking words. For sure.
That guy shows up again.
What the fuck? Did you have to
What
bring
the
them
fuck?
that way?
Yeah.
Fortune cookie was bad, dude.
I should have had a
Bad
fortune cookie before all
cookie.
this. Fuck. Oh well, I got them for the future, which is what they
Yeah,
were
better
for.
Cookies, dude. Found it. All right, everybody. L'chaim and good night.
Good night, everyone.
Alright.
Drink another beer.
Right on. Good night,
Yeah, I
guys.
still got like half a drink.
Good
Love
night.
you all. See you in 2
Love
weeks.
you.
See ya.
Later.
Bye,
Stay
everyone.
vicious.
Are we just hanging up? Is that what we're doing?
I don't know.
Is that what we do?
I know, right, Regen? I'm gonna jump over to chat and hang
Ask
out
the
with chat
fans.
first.
Fans, what should we just hang up? Is that how we end the game? I don't know.
I'm gonna jump over to a singular chat window for just me. So
Should
if you
we
guys
end
want
with
to
a
hang
song?
out,
I think we should end with a song.
what would you like to sing?
I don't.
Not every
For he's a jolly good fellow. For
Hello.
he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow.
I also feel like Kelly, were you doing Charlie from Lost? Were you doing
I started to.
all right, everybody. You all, everybody. You all, everybody. I feel like it was Lost. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a big Lost nerd, but I thought that's what you were doing.
I was doing something else.
Oh, okay, what was it? I'm still curious.
Fucking lost.
I don't
man.
even know what it was called. It was something I heard.
some sort of like farewell.
Yeah.
I get you.
Baby,
I feel
bye,
like it's a
bye, bye.
Disney song or something.
Bye bye bye. We got our jams.
We should start singing that from now on at the end.
Yeah, that's how we do every D&D game. Bye bye bye.
I'm not against it.
We do it in sync.
It's very hard to do with the
Great-
delay.
This is a great event. You guys,
We gotta get it together, like
Yeah.
really on,
we gotta
on
synchronize
point.
dance. We gotta harmonize. It's gonna take some work. We gotta
Over the
practice.
internet, it's impossible. I'm just gonna say it's over the internet. It's impossible.
Right,
Yeah, yeah, the timing right's bad.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
get
man.
that. I love you all. This is a very good
I love
game.
you
Look
too.
forward
I'm
to
hanging
all
up.
the shit
All right,
you're
everyone. Hang up. Hang up.
doing. I'm
Okay.
doing
Adios.
so complicated.
All right. Well. Oh crap. There we go. Okay, so I have to stay in the call or you don't see my camera. So I'll be here. Don't rejoin. So you see the little Skype in the corner there, over there. All right. So thanks everyone who hung out with us, swung by. We're gonna raid somebody now, like we do at the end of every show. So let's find out who we're gonna raid. And let's see. I'll refresh the page real quick. Let's raid GM Hina. They're playing D&D right now, and I've
It's like it was glued somehow to the top.
never been in their channel before. Although I jump in and it's like an information screen and them talking. Oh. Who are we going to raid? Because they're not really... You know what? Let's raid them just to prompt them to fucking do something. How about that? A raid boost prompt. Hey, Court Nizzle, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know being out there on the internet is not your thing, but you did it, and I really appreciate you just hanging out. I had a blast tonight. I really hope that we're gonna continue with that spirit, and I know that we are. I know that we are. So when we hit, we're gonna raid GM Hina to maybe get them to do something, or I don't know, pass on a raid. Doesn't matter. Good night, everyone. Hit them with a bunch of emotes when we get there, and we will see you for another Pathfinder stream in 2 weeks, February 13th. But tomorrow night, Kelly and I should be doing another craft stream, unless something comes up. It's kind of loosely put together. So, see everyone later. Good night. Blow 'em up. Bye.
Do you have a little bit of light when you're sleeping? Instead of sleeping in the total dark?
I would like that.
There you go. Take it with us when we go on adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way I will always remember
Speaking of which,
coming around with Nemo and Rhett
yeah,
and Herc
yeah,
and what's the other guy's name?
Roy.
Roy.
Yeah.
Roy.
Yeah. I know he doesn't talk much. That's hard.
No, it doesn't. It's kind of weird.
I'm going to break narrative. We have just got a raid. Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Hello, Wacky Tabaxi Tavern. Woo!
Whoa.
Raid! I gotta start. I want to start breaking narrative at least for a second because I can always cut this out of the editing part.
Yeah.
In case you guys don't know, this is actually a live recording of our podcast, which you can find over her.
Fight back! Fight back!
Fight
Fight back!
No, don't fight them.
It's a friendly fight. I like you guys.
But
Come
we
in,
play
have fun.
Dungeons and Dragons here, and then on Fridays we play Monster of the Week. So you should come check it out, us out or whatever. But we're doing that recording thing, so we're gonna go right back into it. So, you guys. So I'm gonna say that Marissa kind of looks towards you, and Marissa looks towards you, Vodak, and she goes, "So, that's also the reason I was looking for you. We're leaving tonight."
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and she just gives you thumbs up.
Where we going?
We're going on a mission.
Where we going?